clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Get early access to Macy's Black Friday specials and find big savings on gifts they'll love right now while supplies last. Like the season's latest coats, 60 to 65% off. Select boots and shoes for her, just $19.99. And update your space with furniture, mattresses, and rugs, now 20 to 70% off. Plus, get your online order even faster with store pickup, now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices, exclusions apply.
This is the sweet, sweet sound of you crossing off your holiday list at Festival Foods. Turkey? Check. Crowd-pleasing side dishes from the deli? Check. Fresh baked pie? Check. Better make that pies. Check. We know the holidays can be hectic. We'll be here for you all season long. Festival Foods. Happy to help.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It's Friday! That's Tori Lowe's voice. You're going to hear him dropped in a lot. Here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, taking you until 5 o'clock on ESPN Milwaukee, till 4 o'clock on ESPN Madison. I'm Ben Brust, alongside Mr. Optimistic heading into the weekend, always for his green and gold. That's Kyle Wall. Say something, Kyle.
What's up? It's Friday.
I hate when people say Friday.
I don't care what you hate.
Good. I'm glad. That's Brad Nortman wearing how many days of issued gear?
26 straight days. And we're not even halfway through, guys.
That's Badger gear, that's Panthers gear, that's Jaguars gear, or Super Bowl 50 gear. Not even halfway. A third of the way. We're over a third of the way to 77.5, which is the over-under set in which how many days Brad Nortman can wear issued gear. And you can see us on stream at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, streaming on Twitter. You can catch us at KBN ESPN. Homeboy Chris running the show. Now, here's an opportunity for people to be on the optimistic side of things. You have a choice today. Now, it's a tough choice because it's not like where we're going to set this over-under for the next 4 games for the Green Bay Packers isn't like, hey, are they going to win 3 games, 4 games? The over-under for their next 4 games that we are setting here on KBN, ESPN, on Twitter. Over the next 4 games, you have the Steelers, you have the Chargers, you have the Chiefs, and you have the Lions. That's not the exact order, but the order doesn't matter, in my opinion. Where they play doesn't matter. What matters is finding a way to win and Jordan Love looking well, looking like he's playing well, doing so. Over 1.5 wins the next 4 games. 800-990-3776. Chris, list out the opponents. Put that over up, please, on Twitter at KBN ESPN. We want to hear from you. 800-990-3776. Over under 1.5 wins the next 4 for the Green Bay Packers. Brad.
Ooh, I'm not happy about where I'm going to place my bet.
I'm not happy.
So You're not so optimistic.
No, we'll have to see. What do you want me to? Do you want me to?
I was just wondering if either based off Brad. Ooh, I know where he's going, and I was like, all right. Well, does Kyle have something to give?
I have love to give. I have all my love to give to my green and gold, my Green Bay Packers. I mean, there's a formula to this, right? Like, the way I look at this is you have to get momentum. And if you're going to get momentum going into these next 4 games, it starts with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers have a phenomenal defense.
Is he saying Pittsburgh weird?
I think he's saying
Pittsburgh.
I heard Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh.
How would Pittsburgh?
There we go.
That sounds better.
Okay, I got a little twang to me here.
We're thinking about another future segment about someone who might be getting picks or not getting
the
picks
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
So,
dang, can you want me to finish or?
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted somebody to throw optimism, but no one.
I have no optimism.
Well, here's the thing.
Zero.
I can be optimistic in this way. If we look at what the Packers can do, this is a great opportunity. You won the game against the Rams. That was a bad offense. You're going against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Are you messing with us?
You say it one more time. You're done. It's going back to Brad.
I don't know what I'm saying, but you have a chance to go against the Steelers, who also have a bad defense. And the NFL is all about building confidence and building momentum. And something the Green Bay Packers need to do, they need to win back-to-back games. And if you're going to go on a run where you win more than 2 of these 4 games or 3 of these 4 games, you want to have confidence, and this is the team that you want to start with. You want to start with the team that has that poor offense that your defense typically does what? They perform well against offenses that are not juggernaut-type offenses. You got Kenny Pickett, who's not a great quarterback. You got a running game that hasn't been able to be consistent over there in Pittsburgh, but they do have, okay, thank you. They do have some decent running backs as well. So this is an opportunity for your team, again, to have a good defense in the Packers against a bad offense, step up, and keep your team in a game where maybe your offense gets it going and finds a way to find success against a really good defense in Pittsburgh. If you're able to do both those things, all of a sudden you leave out of that place thinking, okay, we beat the Rams, and then we showed that wasn't just a fluke because we went in.
I'm really not trying to be rude. I just over under 1.5.
Well, if I have to make a prediction, it would be under. It would be under.
There it is. Because on YouTube, while you're trying to set yourself up to, build up this, that, and the Steelers, good defense.
I gotta talk myself into it sometimes.
Big Darley chimes in. I'm feeling optimistic today. The Pack goes 2-2 the next 4 games. Boom.
Oh, wow.
Brad,
I'm way under.
There we
under.
go.
I think if we
way
were
under, how
this,
you way under 1.5?
Well,
I guess
I'll
0
I'll go
wins.
as far as saying this: if we set the initial line
minus
at
1
1.5,
wins.
If we set the initial at 1.5, I bet this thing would be bet so far down that the line would end at 1. I think it would. I would really be surprised. I would be utterly shocked if this team goes 2-2 over this next stretch. Utterly shocked. One win is like semi-respectable given my expectations. I think 0-4 is like 50% chance likely.
Do you think there is no chance over the next 2 games they play against a Chargers team that is an average Chargers team? I think they have talent, but their record shows that they're average. And a Steelers team that is above 500, but we know some of the deficiencies that they have on offense. Aren't these the next 2 games where you feel like, okay, these are the winnable games? They actually have a chance to compete against these next 2 teams?
These next 2 games are the winnable games, but boy, if they go 1-1, I think that might be
a win.
Optimistic. Yeah. Yes. I mean, there's no chance.
It would be a win on the win column and a win from just getting a win in the next 2 that I still don't believe that they can win either of them.
There's just no chance they beat the Lions and the Chiefs. No chance. The next 2 games, I mean, they have to get at least one. They have to. But even that, I don't see them beating the Steelers this weekend. I really don't. And I think the most winnable game is next week when the Chargers come to town. The safe confines of Lambeau Field, and I actually think they match up okay against them. Pittsburgh, this game is scaring me for some reason. I think it's hard to play at Pittsburgh. They're a tough team to beat. Bad offense and all, they are a very tough team to beat.
Grind out type game.
I think the Packers are going to have a hard time scoring points. And I think over 10 points will be a challenge for this team.
Wouldn't it be nice, though, to see this team go there to Pittsburgh and actually compete?
Of course it would be nice.
This is what I'm saying. This is why the season always isn't about wins and losses. And don't get at me when I got excited about when they beat the Bears. It's not about wins and losses. It's about taking steps in the right direction and building some type of culture and building some type of belief in yourself. So if they go into the Steelers' place called Pittsburgh, if they go there and they compete and they hit with them and you show like, okay, this team shows some life, that is a positive. So even if they lose, you have to search for the positive, the small good takeaways that you can get from that game. And if it's, hey, our defense stepped up, our offense competed, our guys didn't just get blown out on the road, I would say that's a positive even in losing.
800-990-3776. The next four for the Green Bay Packers at the Steelers versus the Chargers, at the Lions, and then home against the Chiefs. So you have those four. That's up on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Over under 1.5 wins for the Green Bay Packers for those next four. Let's go to Luke in DeForest. Luke, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. What are your thoughts?
Norski Nation, baby.
Hey, K-Wall.
What's
your boy Luke?
Oh, Luke, what's happening, Luke? What's happening? I didn't even know it was Luke. I just
Congratulations, my guy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Luke.
All right. So here's what I got. I think we're winning this one. We're winning on the road. I don't think that offense gets it done. I think it's like 20-17, and there's a fourth. I think we'll be slow in the first half. We'll get maybe 7, and we have a fourth quarter finish, kind of like the Saints game. But I think there's going to be a big play on defense that seals the I'm calling a Ballantine dagger, and I think we upset the Lions at home.
Come on now.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Now that would be a thankful win on Thanksgiving.
See, I like.
Oh, wow.
You know, I was cool with Luke back in the day in college because he has optimism. He looks at the Packers from that green and gold rose colored glasses, which that's the positivity we need.
Josh DiMaggio. I see Josh DiMaggio, producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, working hard, working late on a Friday. I need you on the mic real quick because I asked Brad and Kyle over the next 4 games, Josh DiMaggio, over under 1.5 wins over the next 4 games, and Kyle did didn't give me an answer. Brad was like, oh, no. Josh, over under 1.5 wins.
Under, easy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Slam it home. I mean, it's that simple, Kyle. I know you're trying to convince yourself. I know you're trying to be optimistic, but golly gee williker, they went 1-4 after against the Rams, the Raiders, the Broncos, and I'm missing somebody else in there.
So you think you're going 0-4?
Yes, absolutely.
So they don't stand a chance this Sunday. Not a chance.
They don't stand a chance on Sunday. I will tell you right now, there is no way they are winning on Sunday. Their best chance is at home against the Chargers because I think they're just flawed. They have a coach that is a flawed head coach that has proven to put their team in bad situations each week, and I think that's an opportunity you can take advantage of. The Pittsburgh Steelers are a machine. They get
Come on.
No, they get takeaways. They're second in the league in takeaways.
No, a machine. They are a solid franchise.
A machine is winning 19 straight seasons.
A machine is winning championships. And Chris is a Steelers fan, and he'll tell you they're not a machine, but they're consistent.
Well, I'll tell you this, though.
Yeah, definitely not a machine.
Thank you. Find a consistent winning machine. They have 19 straight winning seasons in the NFL. That's freaking hard to do.
Yeah, and the Packers struggle against a team like this. Physical, bully.
Thank you.
Bring it, like welcome to the fight kind of thing. The Packers struggle against a team like this. Think about all the physical opponents the Packers have played in the past. They usually leave them in a trail of dust.
This is why this is a great opportunity. As a team that's growing, developing, trying to find themselves, these are the type of games that you want. You want to figure out where you line up, how you can gauge yourself against some of the toughest teams in the NFL. And as a young team, I hope they rise to the occasion. I want to see them step up. I want to see them hit with the Steelers. I want to see them compete this whole game and maybe even
I want
find
to do
a way
all
to steal
those
a win.
same things, Kyle, but they haven't given you any reason to believe it's going to happen against the Steelers. Jair Alexander, doubtful. Quay Walker, doubtful. Just traded Rasul Douglas. Your secondary is basically the weakest secondary in all of football right now.
But don't you think if there is an offense that is almost just as bad, is better than the Packers, but just as bad as the inconsistent Steelers offense that just Deontay Johnson for somehow didn't have a touchdown in a year or something like that. And so I'm just saying, Kenny Pickett at quarterback, he's better than Brett Rippon, but he's not a top guy in the league. If there's an opportunity for this team to actually do something, for the defense to keep the offense long enough in the game where maybe it comes down to an Anders Carlson kick at the end of the game, this is the game. This is the offense. This is your chance.
But it's not going to happen.
They haven't won in Pittsburgh since how long, Chris? Since like 1946?
1970s. Look, streaks are made to be broken.
The Packers they've never been a really physical team, and not particularly under the Matt LaFleur regime. And the Steelers are always physical, especially under Mike Tomlin. So
Randy in Greendale chimes in. Steelers 29th in ranked yardage allowed. Packers are going to come get some. Yeah, sure, but they're also top 3 in takeaways, and Packers are bottom. They're 28th, I believe, in takeaways. There's a reason why they may give up yards, but they also create big plays. The Packers had 3 takeaways, and they had 5 before that Rams game, and they got him against Brett Rippon, who is no longer employed in the NFL right now. Thank you, Josh DiMaggio, for your service. Have a great weekend. 800-990-3776. Over under 1.5 wins the next 4 games. You let us know. Will they get more than 1? Because I think it will be near impossible the next 4. Prove me wrong. 800-990-3776. Optimism like Kyle, or are you keeping it real? That's next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
Hey, I heard you got into an A off with one of our teammates.
Hey.
When you don't know what to say, you just go, hey.
Right. I mean, A is universal.
It's fair.
Like,
it means, hey, how you doing? It means, all right, see you later.
Hey.
It means, what's up? Hey.
Yeah. Or like, good point.
Hey.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Football Guy.
What the hell happened to Bucky on your hat?
Football Guy.
A lot of wear and tear for old B.
Coming at it from different views.
I'm just saying, he's well worn. I mean, his face is missing. Okay, well, it's probably time for me to freshen that up. Bucky wants to flip you off right now.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack. Another week in the books. We win again last week. NFL's on a 20-4 run over the last month. Are you betting the games? Do you want to win? Go to FatJackSports.com. Get signed up today for $299. You can get all the football through the end of November. Past Thanksgiving, past your turkey and dressing. Get into profit. Add basketball, it's only $3.99 through the end of the month. Longer packages save even more. Go to FatJackSports.com, sign up today, and win.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. If you're in the market for a full-size 8-passenger SUV, look no further than the Defender 130. And with the Defender 90, the 110, and this 130, there's luxury in the right size for everyone. And now is the best time to take advantage of a great offer like this.
For a limited time, get 3.9% special APR rate for up to 60 months on new 2023 Defenders at Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit ZBart.com for more information.
A.J. Dillon has given the Packers running game a boost recently. Prior to this stretch, Dillon had averaged just 2.7 yards per rush, had only 1 carry of 10-plus yards, and was ranked 41st out of 56 running backs in average yards after contact. The last 4 games, however, his average yards per rush has skyrocketed to 4.6 yards. Head coach Matt LaFleur has noticed the improvement from his big back.
I think he's been running better and better. I think we've all seen it, especially the last few weeks. I think he's playing his best football of the year right now.
Dillon and the Packers visit the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. Kickoff from Acrisure Stadium is at noon.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Cousin Subs just got better. With our newest mobile app update, we've made it easier to purchase your favorite subs and sides with Apple or Google Pay, and the ability to make split payments. And that's not all. Could we get your digits? Sign up today for our new text messaging program to unlock exclusive coupons and offers at cousinsubs.com or via our app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Congratulations are in order for Cedar Ridge Distillery's original 86 bourbon, the best-selling bourbon in Iowa for a third straight year, making a home in Wisconsin. Ben Brust here to tell you more about Cedar Ridge Distillery's bourbon and whiskey. Aged in non-climate control rick houses, the Midwest weather means Cedar Ridge products go through all the temperature swings. That means unique flavors. So it makes sense that the Quintessential is one of the highest awarded American single malts. Trust me, each bottle of Cedar Ridge is handcrafted with that Midwest feel. Learn more about their award-winning products at cedarridgedistillery.com.
Hey, it's Gary Olson here for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking for that midday escape? Or maybe you want to impress a client? No matter the season, rain, snow, or shine, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is open for you. A top-tech, cutting-edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play legendary courses. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center simulators, entertainment, and best Bloody Marys make it feel like summer all year round. Just $35 an hour gets you a round and puts that summer feel back in your life. Book your bay at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Let's go. 800-990-3776. Now, Dan from Madison. Kyle is the only true Packer fan of Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. I know Kyle wants to pick the over, even if he doesn't say it. So I'm going to for him. Over. Our losses, other than one, have been close losses, so we're close. And maybe Sunday's win is the spark we needed. I think we go on a bit of a run, akin to Rodgers run the table. Dan from Verona. And there's some Friday energy right there. There's some Friday optimism.
I like Dan. See, that's what we got to be.
Dan from Madison, Kyle's number 2 fan, because Diana from Iguanago will always be Kyle's number 1 fan. So Dan from Madison, you will be Kyle's number 2 fan of Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. But I'm more of the Marcus from Waukesha. Brad Nortman, who's here with us. Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust here. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Homeboy Chris running the show. 800-990-3776 over the next 4 games. What are you thinking? Over 1.5 wins? Or under 1.5 wins for the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are the worst when it comes to being physical. They probably should play the Olivia Newton-John physical song before the game. Maybe that will get them going. And again, that's what Brad was saying, and that's where I'm at. The Packers are going to be exposed, in my opinion, on Sunday. This is why I don't think the Packers are going to win on Sunday. For all of these reasons, how many times do we watch the Packers and we talked about the defense? Sure, Kyle, I think it's correct. You have to give some kudos because, again, you can only play who's on your schedule, and the defense did perform. Whether the Steelers' offense is good or not, the Packers under Matt LaFleur struggle against physical teams. In the Packers, they're not physical. We're talking about Christian Watson being soft. There's even conversation earlier on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy and Wildy and Tausch talking about the injury, and we'll get to Jair Alexander, right? Like, he played through injury in the third quarter and the fourth quarter with what he's doubtful now on Sunday with, and it's just like they don't have that dog in them. They just don't under Matt LaFleur. You talk about what, Brad, when it comes to head coaching?
Culture?
Culture setting. And Matt LaFleur isn't the Dan Campbell. Matt LaFleur isn't a Mike Tomlin. He's supposed to be the offense and the scheme guy. And again, part of this I will put on Goody. There isn't a lot of stuff to work with when it comes to this offense, but when it comes to a 60-minute football game, I sure as hell am going to pick Mike Tomlin against Matt LaFleur day in and day out. I would go to war for Mike Tomlin.
I mean, what did Robert Saleh say about this team last year? A way better team than the team they have now, as a team that they can bully, that they can bring out to the deep end and expose. To me, when I look at these next 4 games, I would actually say Detroit and Pittsburgh are the least winnable games because it's the most physical team. This Green Bay Packer team plays better, more comfortable when it's a more finesse team. That's going to be the Chargers and the Chiefs. Now, I think the Chargers is the most likely to win. The Chiefs are juggernauts. We know how good they are. But
Don't sleep on that. The Chiefs' defense is actually pretty physical.
That's true. I think Detroit for sure is the least likely to win, and then Pittsburgh is second.
But see, here's my thing: is that I think we're so focused on the Packers, as we should be. But the Packers' opponent in the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have issues of their own. You're talking about physicality. That physicality is on their defense, not on their offense. If you talk to Steelers fans, they'll tell you their offense is trash. They can't stand their offensive coordinator. They're having the same conversations about their offense and their quarterback that we're having here in Green Bay. That's why I think it's an even matchup. Both teams have better defenses than they do have offenses. That's why I think this is the chance.
That's fool's gold, Kyle. That defense is fool's gold.
No, it may be fool's gold, but the Pittsburgh Steelers offense is trash. They're not as trash as the Packers offense, but they're both in the trash together.
Say, who's more trash?
The Packers at the bottom of the trash can, while Pittsburgh is right on top of it. It's not a good offense. That's what I'm just telling you. Is that why this game, we shouldn't look at this game as, oh, they're going to run away with it? How? They are not an explosive offense. How? Like, what non-explosive offense has beat up on the Packers? I know we talked about Atlanta. Atlanta had a great rushing attack against the Packers. But when have we seen this team play against an offense that sucked, and all of a sudden the offense looked like the Rams?
It's not about the offense. It's about Mike Tomlin and this defense being second in the league in takeaways. They average 2 a game. You have a first-year starting quarterback that's starting to show that he will give opportunities for the defense to get takeaways. Like, it is a 60-minute football game, and this is one where it's kind of boring. You got to look at all 3 phases of the game: special teams, offense, defense. And if the offenses are both trash, and even if the Pittsburgh Steelers have a leg up because they're at the top of the trash, not the bottom of the trash, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is a top 5 defense, and you yourself said it. The Packers, although they're 10th in scoring, 11th in yards, or whichever one that is, I know they're so close, I forget. They're likely going to finish up mid-pack. So regardless, you know that this Packers team who had 3 takeaways against Brett Rippon, that is not a consistent method.
But this is a good matchup. This is what I'm saying. This is a good matchup.
Adam and Madison chimes in. Why do Ben and Brad have to ruin a good story by bringing facts into it? Be more like Kyle.
Thank you.
Well, and I'll say this. Why do the Steelers defense have so many turnovers? It's because they win the defensive line of scrimmage with Watt and Hightower. I think it's Highsmith. Those guys are studs, so it always does come back to physicality, beating with the line of scrimmage. Those guys are getting pressure. Jordan Love does not do well being pressured. When he is comfortable, he delivers.
And they don't have to blitz. They'll bring 4 and get to him.
We're picking the under. And when you say under 1.5, that means that you potentially could win one game. If it was under 1, you saying it would be under 1?
If it was under 1, I would take push.
I think I would say the line gets bedded down to 1.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm not entirely sure.
If it's push, this is the game that you get the push on. This is it.
It's not. The question was 1.5. Don't move the goalpost down, Kyle.
But that's what I'm saying. If you both think that it would be a push at 1, they got to win one of these 4 games, right? And this is the ideal one that they can win. So I'm taking the under 1.5, but I think this could be the one that they could win, which could give them momentum going forward.
It's just interesting because, like, again, I do believe that the one that I think is there for the taking is the Chargers. Like, and I'm with Brad. Like, when it comes to physical, tough teams, tell me the last physical, tough team that the Packers out physical.
Listen, the Packers ain't out physical nobody.
And that's my point. Is like when Brad was talking about, he's like, I'd actually put the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Detroit Lions as the one that I'm least confident.
That's right.
And that's saying a lot considering the Chiefs, are one of the juggernauts.
I just think when you have weapons on offense, and regardless of how we feel about the Chargers' inconsistency, they're in games and they're scoring points for the most part. They have a really good quarterback, they have some really good receivers, and they actually have a pretty explosive running back. That's what I'm scared of, is an offense that has some variety of weapons that they can give the ball to. That's something that lacks in Pittsburgh. Regardless of the talent that they haven't been able to consistently get that talent going. And so that's why this is the game, fellas. And the big thing about this is game number 1 of the 4. You win this game, you're on a 2-game winning streak, and you think your stuff don't stink. And sometimes thinking your stuff don't stink could be a good thing because
when you were 2-1, I was thinking the stuff don't stink. That didn't end up good.
But guess what? What were they saying at that point? We need Aaron Jones. Okay, you get Aaron Jones back. What happens? Oh, you beat the Rams, and Aaron Jones plays well. Oh, you go to Pittsburgh, and you go and beat them, and what happens? Oh, we got Aaron Jones back. We're rolling, and now the guys are confident, regardless if they should be or not, if they're confident when they walk on their field. If the O-line feels like they got it together, guess what?
Sometimes how many times did he say if? A lot of ifs.
The team is 3-5, so it's going to be a lot of ifs with a 3-5 team. I can't speak with certainty. I'm just saying there is a reason for Packers fans to be optimistic if they can win this game and get momentum going back home for the return of Brian Bulaga. Country Trio. You can listen to that Green Bay Game Day on the 19th. Brad will be there as well.
Sure will.
I won't be on the show. I'll be watching you guys do the show.
Brad will be on the show with
Yes, we will.
So that should be some excitement for Packers fans to actually come back to Lambeau and have some juice for the rest of the season, or at least for next week.
I'll tell you what, if there's some way this team goes over, let's go 2-2. Let's not get crazy and say 3-1 or anything, but 2-2, you're talking about 5-7 with some pretty trash opponents left. They're going to play their way into, I'm not saying playoffs. Don't you go there, Kyle. Don't you go there. They're going to play their way into 7-8 wins. I just don't see that happening. I just don't see it happening.
I just want to remind you that the Packers have scored 20, 13, 17, 10, and 20. That is their last 5 games. And that was against a Raiders team that just fired their GM and coach, a Broncos team that is okay, the Vikings, who the defense hasn't been great. Brian Flores just blitzes all the time, and the Rams, it was like 7-3 the entire game.
Okay.
My point is, they haven't put up big numbers against average defenses. This is a legitimate defense. This is a physical defense that averages 2 takeaways a game. And the Packers are not built to come from behind against a team like Pittsburgh.
If you throw out the first game of Chicago, the 38 points, the offensive numbers are pretty bleak.
I mean, they're pretty bleak for Steelers too. I mean, the Steelers haven't scored over 30 points all season long. They got boat raced by the 49ers.
But they have an identity, and the Packers don't.
Great. I mean, again,
an identity that's gotten them to above 500.
They have a defense full of veterans. We have a defense full of first round picks that haven't lived up to their potential. We have an offense that has a lot of young guys that are still trying to find their way.
And that makes you feel confident. Why against the Steelers?
No, I'm just saying we're in the. All I'm saying is if we're looking at these 4 games, this game means so much more than the rest of the 3 because this can set the tone for where you are going into the next 3 games. Either you're going to be a team that beat the Rams that sucked and you lose this game, you say, oh, maybe we're not as good as we thought and we shouldn't have this confidence, or you're a team to say we took care of business against the Rams. We went on the road and took care of business against a Pittsburgh Steelers team that is physical. This game is huge because it can give you confidence to launch you for the rest of your season. That's why this game means so much against this specific team.
Did you know the Steelers at home beat one of the hottest teams in the NFL 17-10? The Baltimore Ravens, who just wiped Detroit, wiped Seattle.
That comeback game.
But regardless, what I'm saying is we're not the Ravens.
We're not the Ravens, but the Ravens have been on fire since then. But they also lost to the Jaguars. They barely beat a Titans team that played with a rookie quarterback. So I'm just saying we can go back and forth with this, but you're not going to convince me that the Steelers are just for sure going to
put your money where your mouth is.
No, I don't believe the Packers are going to win this game, but I don't believe that there's no way they can't win. No,
I'll say this:
there's a chance. There's a chance.
If you said the Packers are not out physical, then they rise to the occasion with physicality, and it looks like, oh my gosh, these 2 teams are pretty physical, and they meet that challenge. Win or lose, I'll actually be impressed.
And that is what it's all about, right? It's about trying to take those steps in the right direction. And win or lose, if you see something out of this team that you haven't seen, a little bit of an identity, a fight, a little angst, anger, saying, you know what, you hit us and we're going to respond, that's still a positive.
No Jair, no Quay Walker, most likely. They've been put to the doubtful on the injury report. Obviously, you traded away Rasul Douglas. You're going with Ballantyne and Valentine on the corners. Keyshawn Nixon in the slot. You obviously don't have Stokes or Darnell Savage who are on IR. Savage actually isn't exactly the biggest loss because you didn't even want him on your team. You just signed him to a 5th-year option. We're stuck with him. And again, it's one of those games where it would be impressive, as Brad said, if there were the match physicality. But how many times do we go into games with hope that they could do that, and they don't? So it's just one of those, fool me once, Matt LaFleur's non-physical team, sure. Fool me twice, I'm not going to let that happen.
They took care of business last week.
Brett Rippon.
No, listen, they played so dang good, Brett Rippon ain't got a job no more.
Man.
That's how impressive they were last week. They got that boy fired.
God bless your soul. That is a wonderful spin that I did not see coming.
No, that's what it is. They played so well. They played so well, they got him fired. That's how good that team looked last week.
Oh, goodness gracious. But they didn't even look good. You yourself would say the Packers didn't look good.
The defense looked phenomenal.
800-990-3776. Over under 1.5 wins for the Packers over the next 4 games. I can't wait to see what happens. Is this the thing? Is like it's not even that I want them to the Packers to lose. I just don't have belief from what I've seen from Matt LaFleur as a head coach in a game like this against a team with an identity, against a coach that has a system. Again, whether they are good on offense or not, I believe in their ability to find a way to win at home. And Chris, what was that stat again? The Packers haven't won in Pittsburgh since when?
1970.
There it is.
Probably
we'll hit
played like 3 times.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN Academy. Go get your cape, Kyle. You can actually feel smart since you weren't the last 2 segments. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
GKB, they get all my love, all my energy, and all my time. I'll be danged if GKB and Craig not going to allow me to take my half-an-hour boo-boo. If I need to do that, they need to allow me to do that.
That's your whole lunch break.
I don't even take a lunch break. I work during lunch.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Franklin Sabres football's Terrence Shelton Jr. A monumental performance from the senior running back in Franklin's Level 3 playoff game at Muskego last week. 33 carries, 194 yards rushing, and a touchdown as the Sabres avenged last season's loss to Muskego with a second-half barrage, winning 35-7. Shelton Jr. racking up the Southeast Conference awards this season as well. He was recognized as the running back of the year, the offensive player of the year, and was also named first team all-conference. The running back is committed to continue his football career in college at the University of Buffalo. He also got 11 Division I offers aside from that one. Congratulations to Terrence Shelton Jr. on being this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, and good luck against Sussex Hamilton in Level 4 on Friday.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
I'm talking with Dr. Chris Killian. Doctor, if someone starts to feel pain, what are the first things that they need to do?
Certainly resting it. Ice can be helpful, anti-inflammatories.
So let's say none of that works and someone is looking for that next step to relieve their pain. Just because someone steps into your office, that does not automatically mean that that next step is a surgical procedure. Is that right?
We still kind of treat surgery as kind of a last option once you've exhausted conservative management. So those conservative treatments, again, being rest, ice. If it's your shoulder we're talking about, going through a period where maybe a short period of mobilization. And then the mainstay is physical therapy. We have physical therapists here specifically at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin that work with us and train with us that allow a vast majority of people to actually avoid surgery altogether, depending on what their issue is.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
This is the sweet, sweet sound of you crossing off your holiday list at Festival Foods. Turkey? Check. Crowd-pleasing side dishes from the deli? Check. Fresh baked pie? Check. Better make that pies. Check. We know the holidays can be hectic. We'll be here for you all season long. Festival Foods. Happy to help.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sports book, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Good vibrations is fitting as we move past the conversation. We'll get back to it. Over under 1.5 wins for the Green Bay Packers in the next 4 games. All three of us think under. Chris, what do you got?
I'm going to say under.
Well, the public's usually wrong, so.
Chris, is this the most winnable game of the 4?
Lions. No, the Chargers game was probably the one of the most. It's a home game.
Chris gets it. 800-990-3776. Hey, Ben, do you think you could take Caitlin Clark one-on-one? Nope.
School you.
She bust my ass. I'll tell you that much right now. KBN Academy.
In radio, our goal's pretty simple.
Just so you know, you really suck.
Have an A show or an F show.
Hey, I'll decide who sucks around here.
The same goes for topics in this next segment. This is the KBN Academy.
Those that can't do, teach.
It is the KBN Academy where we have Professor Wallace wearing his cape, his Gryffindor scarf, it almost looks like, for you Harry Potter fans.
Somebody, actually, Dylan Carter from 620 WTMJ, he said, I like your cape. And I was like, oh, thanks. It's my master's degree cape.
Cool.
Distinguished.
I am very distinguished. I like people to know that, too.
Brad Nortman has a better master's degree than Kyle Wallace. So we are your professors.
You agree with that, Brad?
I mean,
Did I have a better master's?
Yeah. Indiana Kelley School of Business, MBA versus Central Michigan.
Yeah.
Look where he's at. What a waste.
Honestly, though.
Don't dog him like that.
I'm just saying, we're in the same place.
We got to give an A or F to these questions. There's no B's, C's, D's, or anywhere in between. Let's start here. Kansas head basketball coach Bill Self has agreed to a lifetime contract yesterday. $53 million. $50 million. Man, who do you think you kidnapped? Chelsea Clinton? Come on, somebody.
Of course, Rush Hour.
Thank you. A or F? There's a coach, past or present, in Wisconsin sports you would have given a lifetime contract to.
That's an A. I can think of a couple. Barry Alvarez, that's number 1.
He basically has one, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he kind of was honored right into that AD. And he did great as an AD. I would give it to Vince Lombardi. That's another one I would give him to. That's all I got. That's an A.
All right, so I can be a little controversial with this one. I'll start with Mike Holmgren. I think Mike Holmgren definitely could have got.
So you're an A.
I'm A. Yeah.
I don't hate that one.
Mike Holmgren. And you know what? Whether y'all liked him or not, this football program, the Wisconsin football program, was rolling. Actually, that might be 3. I'll give 3. Bo Ryan, he would have had 1 too, and Brett Bielema. I would have given it to Brett Bielema.
Man, you're giving these lifetime contracts away like they're candy. It ain't Halloween anymore.
You can't argue with the success,
but
though.
this 3 Rose Bowls.
Doesn't mean they're going to evolve with the time.
Illinois beat the snot out of us last year. And
Speaking of snot, I literally was just caught picking my nose on YouTube.
Nasty. But yeah.
These cameras, man.
No good defense.
I mean, we all dig for gold.
Yeah.
No, you don't?
If it's not caught on camera, you would never know.
That's true.
You don't dig for gold?
He eats his boogers.
I don't eat my... That's a strong accusation.
No, I'm just saying. The way he's talking about digging for gold, it sounds like a hobby.
Now, I like...
You taste it.
Don't do the lip smack. Don't do the lip smack.
Look at it, man.
It gives me the heebie-jeebies.
That's fighting words for Ben. Any lip smack.
It gives me... you know what?
Talk crazy, I'm going to do it.
F, I think lifetime contracts are stupid. Because at some point... you are going to settle into knowing that you have job security, and you always need to be evolving. You always need to be keeping people on the edge of their seat. What happens if Bill Self gets passed by in NIL? What happens if Bill Self gets passed by as he ages? Don't like lifetime contracts.
Counterpoint, especially in college, doesn't it create a lot of motivation for recruits to go there?
I mean, John Calipari's got a lifetime contract in Kentucky, and they haven't been as good since they won the 2012.
They still get recruits,
NCAA. I mean, who cares if you don't win? Lifetime. What is it all about, Kyle?
It's all about winning, but sometimes if you fire somebody...
championships, as you would say.
Yeah, championships.
Now you're just moving it to winning.
Well, if you showing up in no time.
Yeah, and sometimes when you fire a coach that's actually good, what happens? Your program falls down, and look what happened in Nebraska with Frank Solich. I know I'm going deep here. They ain't been the same since.
Should have gave him a lifetime contract?
They looking at him now. They suck.
All right, let's move on in the KBN Academy to Giannis, putting up 54 points against the Pacers last night in the loss without Dame in the lineup. A or F? the Bucks is still Giannis's team.
Yeah, they're Giannis's team. They'll always be Giannis's team. He is the heartbeat. He's like the Kyle Wallace, right? He is the heartbeat. He is the person that is the biggest star. I'll stop there. I'll stop there at the heartbeat.
Biggest star. Keep going.
Heartbeat. He's heartbeat. Going. And then,
do you know that? I tend to get into it with Kyle now, and now he's gonna be like, "I'm the Giannis. I'm the Giannis.
I am the Giannis. I'm Giannis."
Only in the heartbeat area.
I'd rather be Dame. You know why? Because when you can't get it done, it's gonna go to me in the fourth quarter.
Well,
who does that make me?
My Chris Middleton?
Lopez?
No, he's Brooke. I give him Brooke Lopez. You don't be Chris. Chris is too often hurt.
Why don't you find
or Bobby Portis? Because the whole city loves you.
Fan favorite?
Who? No, people don't like Ben, and then I probably annoy people.
People love me.
People can't stand you, and then Brad, like me, I can annoy people, but Brad, everybody likes Brad. You know, they have a chat for Brad. Yeah, you're Bobby Portis.
I'll take Bobby Portis. Exactly. I like Bobby Portis.
I want to be the best. So, and yes, Giannis is this.
Yeah,
is
but Bobby gets technicals. Brad doesn't get technicals.
Yeah, Bobby's willing to infuriate people.
I feel
like a Brooke Lopez.
Okay,
Brooke Lopez.
Sure. Do you like Disney?
Yeah, as much as any other guy, I guess. I mean, not to his level.
I don't even know what that means. As much as any other guy. I don't know.
He's like a Disney
adult. Freak.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not that.
All right,
for sure.
All right, yeah. So
I'm not like anti-Disney.
I'm not gonna lie. Josh DiMaggio, Greg Scalzo, the former Scalzo and Brust crew, we are very anti-Disney freaks.
Ooh, anti-Disney,
not like anti-Disney. Anti-Disney freaks.
Oh, okay. I mean, with Star Wars being there now, I do like it.
You like Star Wars?
Oh, come on now. I do love Star Wars.
Yes, I love Star Wars.
Yeah, okay.
I love Star Wars too.
Do you actually?
Yeah, I do. I'm a big Star Wars fan.
The fourth be with you.
Look at that. I like that. So, yeah, I'm an A2.
All right.
Giannis has spoken.
Wow. It took a while to get back to that grade.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, we got there. It's Giannis's team, but I still think Dame is going to be the one that has to come through in the big moments, and that it can still be Giannis's team because he's been here so long and because he showed loyalty, and he's going to give 110%. But Dame's going to be the big moment guy. Dame is going to be the Kyrie from a basketball perspective. To what he was for LeBron. That is Dame's role. Dame's going to hit that step back three when needed. Giannis can be that LeBron type figure of being the star, being the guy. I kind of like that comp. Better keep running with that. 800-990-3776. Over under 1.5 wins for the Packers in the next 4 games. At Pittsburgh, home against the Chargers, at Detroit, and home against the Chiefs. We can let you chime in on Twitter at KBN ESPN, on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, and on the talk and text line, 800-990-3776. Brad's a cheap ass. We'll tell you why next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Most people don't have Super Bowl 50 authentic gear that they did not have to purchase, that was given to them because they were part of the festivities.
Correct.
That's not people. That's highbrow there. Elitist a little bit.
I'm a little bit hurt that you think
I knew we'd bring them. I knew we'd bring them.
I'm a little hurt that you think that I would go to the extent of trying to posture.
What made you wear this today?
Yeah.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. The Pack is back in the win column.
Love, too fakes, and he finds Musgrave for what might be the knockout punch.
And the train to Lombardi is back on the tracks.
I think we're making some improvements. We're far from a finished product, I would say.
Well, maybe not.
Going forward the rest of the season, it's probably going to be a lot more close games.
It does feel good to win, and I think that'll give us hopefully some energy as we come in and have a very tough contest next week in Pittsburgh.
Green and Gold talk every single day right here on 94.5 ESPN.
Adulting in the fall means responsible spiking. For pumpkin spice or whatever your preferred fall drink concoction is, spike it with rum chata. It's a solution for any occasion. Rum chata is the world's finest liqueur featuring premium Caribbean rum combined with vanilla, cinnamon, and the highest quality dairy cream sourced from Wisconsin. Enjoy a smooth shot or a tantalizing spiked beverage with Rum Chata Original. And, backed by popular demand for a limited time, Rum Chata Peppermint Bark. Rum Chata, the superior way to spike and sip responsibly this fall.
Right now, the prices of diamonds are probably the lowest we'll see in our lifetime.
Diamond prices are low, low, low. Here's why.
It was hard to meet new people during COVID.
When a person meets their soulmate, they usually get engaged about 39 months later.
People started dating again only about 36 months ago.
Most of the people who got engaged during COVID
or immediately after COVID
were already in a relationship before the COVID lockdown began.
The Wall Street Journal even published a story about all of this.
Low sales of engagement rings created a worldwide oversupply of diamonds.
But now, engagement ring sales are beginning to pick up again.
By the end of next spring, this temporary oversupply will be gone.
And diamond prices will start climbing like crazy.
If you ever wanted to own a big diamond, this is the year to do it.
Find the Kesslers nearest you
and see our extended holiday hours
at KesslersDiamonds.com.
If you want to own a big diamond, the time is now.
Tired of power outages disrupting your life? Make them a thing of the past by getting a Generac home standby generator from Adams Generators. Adams Generators is the largest and #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. With 24/7 emergency support, our factory-trained technicians are standing by to assist you. Visit adamspower.com/generators to make sure your power always stays on. That's adamspower.com/generators.
Hey, Tony, we haven't seen you since the golf outing. How's your game?
Same as last year. Terrible.
Hey, that's all right. Mike is brutal on the course.
I'm a little better at swinging a hammer. Are you better with your hammer? Maybe you could join our team at PCI.
Oh, I can hammer. We should talk.
We're always looking to add good people to our team. To learn more, visit us at professionalconstructioninc.com/careers.
Get to and from every home game in Green Bay this football season safely. Milwaukee Broadhouse, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. Book your round-trip ride from any of these locations and get complimentary access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your reservations now. There's still room for the November 19th game. Visit MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com to book your trip today and use code ESPN23 for 10% off.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust. Men can be their own worst critics, especially as we get older and compare our current self to the younger version. The experts at Forward Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown help men with testosterone optimization, regenerative medicines, heart health screenings, weight loss, and yes, sexual enhancement services. Forward Healthy Lifestyles can offer regained energy and endurance, more muscle and tone, enhanced performance, joint therapies, and more. Change your life and stop comparing who you are now to who you used to be. Visit forwardhealthylifestyles.com for a free consultation.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle Wallace is ashamed of his middle name.
Please stop. What are we doing here? This is I love my middle name. I just choose not to give my full middle name. My goodness.
Yeah, but if you love your middle name, why are you?
I'm very proud of my middle name. I would tell people the story all the time, but I don't want people going around saying a whole government name around here. Dang.
What a weird. Brad, what's your middle name?
William.
John.
Hey, nice to meet you.
I was BJ Brust.
Okay.
Till 6th grade, and I was like, I don't know if I want to be BJ Brust anymore.
Really, you used to go by BJ?
Yeah. Like BJ?
BJ Brust for 3!
So people like in your elementary school, if they knew you in 3rd grade, they know you as BJ,
hey,
not Ben.
BJ.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And you said William?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to call you Billy.
See?
Billy Nortman.
See, here's the thing.
Yeah, this is why you don't tell them so.
Thank you. Thank you.
You said this is why you don't tell them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Billy Nortman.
This is why you don't tell them.
He's known it for 30
That's my
seconds.
dad's name, by the way. Not Billy, but Bill. So it's not even that big. I'll take that.
30 seconds, and he's already giving you a new name.
Yeah. You got to be careful with Ben. You got to be careful what you share with
Ben
him.
Brust, Kyle, don't know his middle name, Wallace.
Dang right.
Billy Nortman here with us. Kyle, Chris Larson running the show.
First, you were a 6-time 6-year punter.
Yeah.
Now you're Billy Nortman.
Now he's Billy Nortman.
The disrespect.
Billy's got to take a trip after the show to go to Grafton. Why?
All right. So my wife and I moved into a house last year. And last year, we got a real tree. And actually, one of my good buddies has a Christmas tree farm. They sell their trees at Swing Time in Waukesha. Go pick you up one. We're going to get some wreaths this year. The problem is we've done a bunch of renovations.
Wait. You're not even going?
No, we'll get some stuff from them. The problem is we've done some renovations to the house, and literally the only place where it makes any sense to put a tree is carpeted. And we spend a lot of money on carpet. I'm not trying to put a real tree on carpet, okay? The sap and the water and all that kind of stuff. The thing is, though, I'm not entirely convinced that's what I want to go with. I still like the idea of a real tree, want to support my buddy. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not ready to do it this year. I don't know what our game plan is going to be, but we need a tree. So we're like, okay, let's get an artificial tree. It's just an easy thing that'll be our tree this year. Okay, done. We start looking at trees. Oh my gosh, have you guys looked at artificial tree prices? I mean, they are
Look
ridiculous.
it up now.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, this is inflation.
Have you guys looked at artificial tree prices?
If you haven't, you need to take a look. They are eye-poppingly expensive.
You probably not shopping at Wally World. That's your problem.
Well, how big is the tree that you're looking at? And what's the...
Because you're looking at a 10-footer?
It probably is.
I mean, a little 4 foot sickly
probably a little
tree.
Ben Brust tree.
Yeah. So anyway... That's good. Get him, Kyle.
I like when you two gang up against me. I'll bring it on.
So we start brainstorming. Like, what are we going to do? And we start looking at Facebook Marketplace, and that's a wild world in Facebook Marketplace. And we saw someone that was selling their tree, 10-foot artificial tree, $50. And we are like, sold. We will take it. I'm meeting them in Grafton tonight to bring that tree back to the Nortman household, and I could not feel better about it.
So what are the artificial trees going for out in the world, not on Facebook Marketplace?
I mean, and these aren't like, it's not like we're going to, I don't know, like expensive.
Well, clearly you're not trying to spend a lot of money, Mr. 50 Bones.
Like Costco or like Target and Walmart, places where you're like, okay, this is not necessary. This is like a discount store. And they're like anywhere from $600 to $1,000.
So what's the lifetime value of that if it's a high quality tree?
But that's the problem. I don't know for sure if I want this to be the last solution of our tree. I think I want
a used tree. So wait a minute, a used tree that you're going to get from somebody is your lifetime option.
No, that's exactly the opposite of what I'm saying. I'm saying we know we're not going to go with a real tree this year, but we need a solution for this year. We want something that's decent for this year, and maybe we'll keep using it. But maybe we'll find an actual place for a real tree. But we need something for this year. We need something for this year. So I'm not going to do a confirmed 1 year. It's like a 1 year contract in the NFL. We're just going to go with a one easy little fully guaranteed contract, but it's a 1 year deal.
Yeah.
We're trying to
sounds like a 10-day in the NBA.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
This poor tree's not going to make it last.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just getting too deep into this. So the location. So if the location is bad this year, we're going to put it at the next year. If you want to get a real tree.
Honestly, I don't know.
You need to be thinking long term here. You're thinking short term. You may never have. You may never have a real tree ever again.
I can tell you what.
That's possible.
This show ends at 5 o'clock on a Friday. The last thing I'm doing on a Friday is driving up to Grafton and go get a fake tree for $50.
Even to save you $500.
Time value money.
We're saved like $500.
I guarantee you didn't look hard enough.
He did not.
I guarantee.
No, the Nortmans are thorough. The Nortmans are thorough.
Kyle's got
7.5 foot tree, Wayfair.com, $126.
Not tall enough.
Okay, you want 9 foot?
No, give me 10.
You 10
foot tree. We have tall ceilings in the Nortman household.
I can get you a 9 foot for $166.
How many kids
Still
you got?
$100.
How many kids you got?
100.
We don't got any kids.
Yeah, why do you need a big ass damn tree? There's not going to be a ton of. You don't need to put like gifts under there for days.
Why? The bigger the better, bro.
That's
the bigger
true.
the better.
That's very true. But what do you need a 10 foot tree for? That's so high to go up. You got to climb up.
Thank you.
Step stool.
I want a step stool. When are we going to get invited to this house with these ceilings?
I know, right? Dang.
How tall is the ceilings? 15 feet in there?
16. 16 feet, 16, 17.
Touch the sky. A 7 foot tree.
Yeah, I'm not going to have a little Ben Brust tree in the corner there.
I'm a little Ben Brust hanging down there. But so 9 foot though, 165. Yeah,
that's actually
4 stars, 4.5 stars, and it includes a stand.
Hey, when does that thing get delivered? What's the delivery on that?
It'll get to you by November 15th.
That's plenty
That's
fine.
not bad.
Listen,
I'll still do it though for the $100.
No knock on the Nortman little research, but it sounds like the Nortmans may be a little bit too bougie for Wayfair. Because I've done this in the segment.
Kyle, if I Googled a 10-foot artificial tree, I don't know what their search engine optimization's going to, but it's going to the Gucci trees.
It must be because
it's going to the Louis Vuitton fake trees.
About cheap asses. Me, my computer said we ain't even gonna get you them. That algorithm, we gonna get that algorithm away from you. We're gonna scroll
right
up
to there. Yep.
Google's know what I want.
Well,
cheap and easy, baby.
I'll still take the $50 tree over that.
And he's driving to Grafton for it.
I'm okay with that.
With the gas that you're going to cost going across town. You're going north. What do you mean now? You're going north to get ready to go back south and go back
the Lake Country.
East. Yeah, like that is a hike. You are taking a 2-hour trip.
He's basically getting a $100 tree.
He is. You know what? With the gas, inflation and gas prices.
You know what? There's a moral victory here as well, because this tree would have ended somewhere in a landfill. I'm going to give it a happy home.
What do you mean?
Give it a happy home. You're getting rid of it.
There's not competing bids?
Not currently.
Oh, well, what's
that must mean somebody went to go see the tree. You know what I'm rooting for, Kyle? I hope he drives his ass all the way out to Grafton. And no. And he gets there. It's like, this isn't what the pictures look like.
It's a 4-foot tree.
It's not going to be 10 feet. It's going to be raggedy. It's not going to be up to the Nortman Gucci tree standards.
I trust the people on Facebook that we've never met before and had no interaction with until this moment.
The Target has a 7.5-foot tree right here.
He wants 10.
Give me
for
10.
$85. Brad,
give me 10.
What did
give me 10.
What did
give
you
me a 10-foot
search?
tree. Where's that 10-foot tree?
If I can find you a 10-foot tree, would that save you a trip?
No, I've already committed to it. Man, I
can't wait to hear how this goes. Can you document your trip?
Amazon, $117, 10-foot tree.
No,
send me that link. I don't have 10-foot ceilings.
National Christmas tree. Let's see.
Goodness gracious, Brad, you're driving all You guys need to step up the Nortman research part of the household.
Man, I'll tell you what, we need to figure out.
Sorry if I'm calling out
Wi-Fi.
Lexi right now.
No, this is Mom. I'm driving the boat on this one.
Oh man, you need to delegate this.
All right, it's 9 foot for $289.
So okay, that's what we were starting to see. Where anything that has a little decent height to it is too dang expensive.
I guess this is somewhat news. I heard Tausch talk about it on Wildy and Tausch. Jim Harbaugh gets a 3-game sideline ban. He still gets to coach the team during the week. He just can't be on the sideline for the Michigan Wolverines for the rest of the regular season. Boo! Lame. Lame. And I'm with Tausch, too, for the record. Let me give my 30-second rant in here. How the hell, in the billion-dollar industry that is college football, are they having to make signs with people's faces on them? Get them some damn microphones and some stuff in the helmet, and onwards we go. I mean, goodness gracious. And the sign stealing, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Everyone's doing their own way. This is so stupid. What a waste of time. 800-990-3776. There's my 30-second. It's stupid and a waste of time, solving really nothing there other than, hey, you're a billion-dollar industry. As Tausch said, get some headsets and some speakers in those helmets, and off we go. Chris, you're a Michigan fan. Give me your 15-second take.
Let's go to war.
Yeah!
Step 1, get an injunction so he can coach. Step 2, win the game against Ohio State. Step 3, spill the beans about everybody else in the conference.
Dang, you skipped over Penn State, huh?
I said what I said.
That's right, Kyle. He said what he said.
Hey, my team
Plus,
sucks
I only had
right
15
now.
seconds.
There you go. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN, Wisconsin.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
The all-new Potawatomi Casino Hotel has something you gotta see. Play more slots and games, and you could say, "Show me the money," to reveal up to $10,000 each Thursday. 800,000 in prizes is up for grabs. 40 winners each week. This October and November at Potawatomi, Milwaukee, when you're ready to win, just say, "Show me the money." More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Oh my gosh, this is so lame. A 3-game sideline ban for Coach Harbaugh for Michigan. He can coach practice during the week. He just can't be on the sideline for the game. He's already at Penn State. What do they call it? College, what do they call it?
College game day?
No, College Park.
Happy Valley.
Happy Valley.
Oh, Happy Valley. Oh.
I don't know why I was calling it college.
College Park.
My point here is
State College.
See, I knew there's something there. What's he going to do? Is he going to fly back? Is he going to text people during the game? Like, you know what I mean? Like, trust me. If you don't think there's a way around this, like walkie-talkie or something, I'm staying involved somehow during this. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. The Green Bay Packers in their next 4 games. Pete McGuanago chimes in. He'll have more time to steal signs.
He's going to dress up like Bobby Valentine.
Yeah.
Hidden somewhere.
Next 4 games, you got at the Pittsburgh Steelers, home versus the Chargers, on the road against the Lions, at home against the Chiefs. Over under 1.5 games. Will the Packers win 1.5, over 1.5, or go under 1.5? Now, with that, there is some news on the injury front. And I do want to hear, Chris, from Matty LaFleur, as Matt LaFleur was frustrated. Like, Brad, I would say you're our Matt LaFleur podium expert, as someone who's been around coach speak, who's been around NFL locker rooms for 6 years in the NFL. Here's what Matt LaFleur had to say when addressing the Jair Alexander left shoulder injury, which is different than the one from last year. I thought I set that one up well.
Is there some concern for Jair?
I'd say so. 2 days in a row not practicing.
Long-term, Matt, or just kind of week to week?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's like I get the Bakhtiari vibes when he was asked about
right?
Divock.
Oh wow!
You know, every once in a while, Matt LaFleur just puts his cards on the table. And this is one of them. You can tell when he's short with his answers, when he is purposely aggravated. He wears his emotions on his sleeve sometimes, and this is one of those where clearly something about Jair.
He's frustrated.
Yeah, whether it be lack of production, lack of availability.
It's availability.
And saying a lot. I mean, saying a lot, not doing a whole lot will frustrate any coach. He's clearly frustrated.
Yeah, and I think that, Chris, was that yesterday, if I'm not mistaken?
That was from yesterday afternoon's press conference.
Yeah, and then today officially moved to doubtful for the game on Sunday, him and Quay Walker, Jair Alexander.
And here's what I'll say. It's really easy for a coach to defend their player, right? I mean, he can go up there and say something in the effect of, he's working through something, we can't wait to have him back. It's so easy to defend your player. He just chooses not to, so he's clearly pissed.
Yeah, so computer's acting like a fool right now, but I'm trying to see how many games Jair has missed, because I'm trying to give exact numbers and facts and not just be from fandom, as somebody from our KBN Nation said. I just know he's missed a lot of games. He hasn't been healthy. He's probably only had one season where he's played a full season, which is not great. It's not. And so I understand the frustration that Matt LaFleur has, is the fact that this guy is always hurt. There's always something with him, whether he's injured, whether he gets cooked or anything like that. It just seems to me that we are growing weary and we are growing old of this same old tired thing of Jair being hurt, Jair having something to say, Jair getting cooked, Jair saying, I want to cover him, which I'm not mad about that. It just seems like we're not getting the best of him. And sometimes I don't know if we're being fed a narrative that he's better than what he is, because I truly believe he is a lockdown corner.
I think he's a good corner. I don't think he's great as he I mean, he had some really good years before his contract. Since his contract, whether it's availability, injuries, getting cooked by Jordan Addison when Justin Jefferson was out. There's countless examples of stuff like that.
But, I mean, when you look at Pro Football Focus, and everybody ranks him as being a top 5 corner. And so, I mean, he has talent, and that's why I'm to the point where it's like, you know what? I'd rather trade Jair while people still believe he's talented than sit here and deal with him getting injured nonstop. And honestly, for him, that's probably better off for Jair to go to a competitive team because I don't see him as a guy that likes losing. And I feel like he becomes an issue inside a locker room like the Packers that don't have a lot of leadership and don't have a lot of veterans on there. He becomes a problem. You're better shipping him out after this season and actually keeping him for the long run.
Yeah, I mean, especially when it comes to Jair, right? Like, he was the one who voiced frustrations about, like, the way they were running zone, and he wanted to be matched up like this. But like, you can only talk so much if you're there and being able to produce. I think he's done a mixture of like having great moments and also having moments where it's like, well, that's not the guy we paid all this money for. And then also having moments like this where he battled through this shoulder injury that occurred in the third quarter of the last game against the Rams. And then you're going into look, you need Jair Alexander in a game like this. Inconsistent or not, which they are inconsistent, Jair is needed against a George Pickens who's super athletic, a Deontay Johnson who has played well, whether he's got touchdowns or not. He is super athletic. You don't want those two type of wide receivers who are physical specimens going against young guys on the road. You need Jair in a game like this. So like you can feel what I'm saying almost in Matt LaFleur's voice. I want to hear that again because he just wore that on his just. You can't wear your emotions on your sleeves like this as a coach.
Is there some concern for Jair?
I'd say so. 2 days in a row not practicing.
Long-term, Matt, or just kind of week to week?
Yeah. I don't know.
He doesn't know.
I don't know.
He does.
I don't know. I'm sick of it is what he's saying. I don't know. I'm sick of it is really what he's saying.
Yeah, and so at that point, when a coach has lost faith in a player, when a coach feels like he can't control a player, when a coach doesn't have trust in a player, which to me, reading in between the lines, I just think he's tired of him, and at this point, it's time to move on from him.
JB and the V chimes in 800-990-3776. Please drive safely. I almost crashed my car when I heard the eternal optimist Kyle wanting to trade a bad Packer.
Well, you don't
have to back down.
I like Jair.
I like him.
I like Jair as a player, but I'm just saying at this point, he has not been available for you at all as a player.
Hang on, what's protocol? Yes, that is the fire alarm that you are hearing. Did anyone listen to the last call?
Yeah, protocol is to keep going.
We're gonna power through. Hopefully, it's just not annoying to the fan.
And so
it shut off.
And so as I was saying, I'm looking at his injury history. He was injured in 2017. He was injured in 2018. He was injured in 2020. He was injured in 2021. He was injured in 2022. He's been injured in 2023. Like this is who he is. This is the reputation. And so I'd rather get something for him and try again with somebody else.
Well, and there's nothing more frustrating from a team standpoint, whether it be your teammate or from a coach trying to coach a player, to where a guy is just frequently injured. You paid him a big contract, and it's in a vital position. Those are our three things that will be a total strikes, and I can see why Matt LaFleur has the frustration that he does. And here's the other thing. It seems like these injuries, they kind of pop up. They come and go unexpectedly, right? Oh, he's got a back and the back's off. Oh, now it's the shoulder. It's different areas. They come unexpectedly. When you can't rely on someone, it becomes very hard to coach them. It becomes very hard to play, to game plan, and to work off of each other. The secondary is very collaborative. As much as you put them on an island, it is collaborative. It really strains the defense.
It's just like at work. If you have that one teammate that always is either calling in sick or coming, there's always something, right? You're like, oh, there is always something with them. All of a sudden they lose the benefit of the doubt. So if they say something, even though it may be a real thing, you're like, well, okay, well, here it is.
You kind of lose the pass that you had when you were performing, when it's so consistent.
And this is where his personality actually works against him, right? Because he's kind of out there, he's kind of different, not really viewed as one of the guys. I think that if you had a personality that was more of like a dog and like, I can't wait to get in there and tough, whatever else, guys might give you a little bit more of a pass and be more patient with you. But actually, I think his personality is what it is. Not good or bad, but I just
what
think
makes him great.
It makes him great. But I think
at times,
then all these different things happen. It's one of those things that might be seen as almost a negative.
Maybe he's made of glass.
So The lights are still on for the fire alarm.
Okay, yes, Ben. Are you distracted by the lights like a dog?
No, I'm going to run out. I'm leaving you guys here.
What do you mean? Are we? People are still eating food, and old people walking around here.
A lot of them old people aren't going to get out.
Sense of urgency
whatsoever.
Then the old people are going down.
If Ben is concerned about a flashing light, it takes time for it to go through the system.
Is it better for my long-term resume to die on the air because of a fire, or to survive and be there for my future child?
Think about how KBN would be.
Your baby mama still there? You better go check on her. You worried about yourself? Better check on your baby mama.
What does that say about us that this alarm is still going off and nobody is moving? We need a new type of fire alarm.
You know why we're talking about Jair Alexander? Because this ain't the first time that has happened. So again, the building that cries wolf, right? If it happens all the time, all of a sudden when it's a real fire, you're not gonna move out. And so same thing with Jair Alexander. It's not his fault that he gets injured all the time, but you just get a little sick of it. You get a little irritated by it.
I'm not irritated by the fire alarm, but I am a squirrel, if you guys know that. Like, I'm like, I see the lights flashing. How come they're not panicking?
Because
somebody
do you smell smoke?
I heard when you smell smoke, it's too late.
Oh, well.
Oh, boy.
Wow. Check the door if it's hot. But I'm just saying,
check the handle.
we'll be okay. The flashing lights.
We're not going to be.
Think we're in a club.
These windows are bulletproof. We ain't getting out of these.
No, I think we're in a club right now, right? We're just at a party. This is KBN Club.
Isn't it wild, though, that a fire alarm is going off in a building and nobody is doing anything?
Yeah, because
nobody's moving.
If you had to leave, they would have told everybody to leave.
You think over the loudspeaker it'd be
it keeps
evacuate,
going. It
panic.
keeps going. They just can't turn the light off, and Ben is distracted by it.
Bobo in the Bunny Ranch just says, "Hey, insurance claim. We don't need water. Let it burn." I want to be on the air. I don't want to have to wait for new equipment. I like this.
Look,
place.
It's off. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
We survived.
All is right in the world.
KBN Fire Survival 2023.
Ted in Evansville on the Kyle train here. He talks tough but plays soft. Get rid of him. I'm with you, Ted. I'm sick of the talk. I want consistency. The best ability is availability.
I mean, everybody's replaceable. That's my whole thing. I mean, quarterbacks is tough, obviously, but most of the time in this league, how many cornerbacks have the Packers had that were actually serviceable, right? The Packers haven't had droughts of these guys are terrible. Heck, Gunther came in and was able to compete. I mean, he got cooked in games, but he competed. Sam Shields, I think he was an undrafted free agent, competed. The Packers are able to find guys. Corners, I mean, elite corners aren't a dime a dozen, but defensive backs.
When you said the Packers are able to find guys, do you believe your guy Goody can find guys?
I mean, I think Goody should be fired. We talked about this extensively last week. I think he'd be fired. But Carrington Valentine seems to be a guy that's going to step up.
Golly G. Williker. Right. Yeah, one game against Brett Rippon, and Carrington Valentine's the guy.
He played well in preseason. I think there's something there. Why not be optimistic? So what is it that these guys
Because
have
Kyle,
to do?
your D3 cornerback ass could have picked off Brett Rippon.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate
and that's
that.
not a compliment. That's just how bad Brett Rippon is.
I appreciate that love that you gave me, but I probably couldn't. But I'm just saying, the NFL is not easy. You may not know, but Brad knows. The NFL is not an easy game to play. So being able to go out there and, again, Brett Rippon was the quarterback, but he was going out there against elite receivers. Cooper Kupp is an elite receiver. Tutu Atwell's a good receiver.
Gosh. Don't put Tutu in there.
Okay,
what are you doing there? Don't ruin your argument.
You have two great receivers to name.
And then you put Tutu Atwell. You're done. You're done. 800-990-3776. It's time to make some picks. Cover 5 picks, people. Right now, Ben Brust, 22-18 after a 4-1 week. Brad went 1-4. He's down to 18-22.
Did I go 0-5?
Kyle, 1-4, 23-17 in the KBN Nation guest picker, Justin and Cudahy. He went 2-3, 17-23. So right now, KBN Nation, you are in last place. We need somebody to step up here. Let's go with caller 3. You will be the KBN Nation guest picker. 5 games against the spread. Obviously, we'll have some Badgers in there, some surprises in there, a lot of football. 5 games against the spread. That's coming up next. 800-990-3776. Caller 3. 800-990-3776. Somebody call and you can make some picks.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
Student Athlete Support Fund is something I was looking at. I'm ultimately likely going to give to this College of I was in
long week.
Life Sciences Communication was my major.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Starting things off with an accident eastbound 94 at 68th Street off on the right shoulder. So watch for localized delays right through there. We've also got some delays along southbound 43 from before Bender Road, pretty much all the way down past Locust. Northbound's going to be slow from just south of North Avenue all the way up to about Keefe. Traffic is brought to you by the Golden Mast Inn. Looking for a perfect wedding venue? Open air terrace nestled over Okachi Lake. Weisgerber's Golden Mast, your wedding place on the lake. Visit goldenmastinn.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 34. Tomorrow, sunny skies with a high of 50. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
There might be a new enemy in the state of Wisconsin.
Just like you, I was born a Brewer. This will always be my team.
Craig Counsell is heading south of the state line to become the next manager of the Cubs.
This is probably the biggest move that people don't agree with ever.
Is this the end of the golden age of Milwaukee Brewers baseball?
I feel further than ever. I feel further than ever from the World Series.
We are the only place to react to the news and talk about what's ahead. 94.5 ESPN.
Ancestry makes the perfect gift to give people because it literally blew my mind.
It's literally like you're giving them something that they would have no knowledge of.
Which is very important because for us to basically be able to find our missing family or to see my indigenous heritage confirmed inside there. It's one gift, but it's so many different things.
Show someone where they came from this holiday season with Ancestry DNA. Now on sale at Ancestry.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
A.J. Dillon has given the Packers running game a boost recently. Prior to this stretch, Dillon had averaged just 2.7 yards per rush, had only one carry of 10-plus yards, and was ranked 41st out of 56 running backs in average yards after contact. The last 4 games, however, his average yards per rush has skyrocketed to 4.6 yards. Head coach Matt LaFleur has noticed the improvement from his big back.
Yeah, I think he's been running better and better. I think we've all seen it, especially the last few weeks. I think he's playing his best football of the year right now.
Dillon and the Packers visit the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. Kickoff from Acrisure Stadium is at noon.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Here in Wisconsin, a good old-fashioned is an important way of life. And that's where my friends at Perky's Old Fashioned come in. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel here to tell you about the easiest way to put together an Old Fashioned. Perky's offers both brandy and bourbon Old Fashioned mixes. And get this, the booze is already in there. Just add the soda of your choosing, and you'll have Grandma Perky's Old Fashioned in the palm of your hand. Perky's is locally made and great for get-togethers of all kinds. Get perked up and head to perkysspirits.com for your nearest Perky's location.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I got a feeling that tonight's gonna
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Excited to have you with us on this Friday, taking it at 5 o'clock on 94.5 ESPN, 4 o'clock for ESPN Madison. We'll have Rutledge and Hamilton, who you hear from 4 to 6 on ESPN Madison, join for some crosstalk around 3:45. But right now, it's time to welcome in Chef Ed, who...
Hey, Chef Ed.
His first time making picks here for the KBN Cover 5 Challenge. The KBN Nation Picker is in last place, so you need a big week. Are you up to the task?
I'm up to it. I've been on a hot streak. And in the Cover 5, I was living at about 150. Now I'm up to 59. So I had a couple good weeks.
Well, if you want to join in with what Chef Ed is talking about, you can download the Cover 5 app KBN23 is the code. You likely won't win, but it's a hell of a time to be able to put some, basically when you bet a game against the spread, if it's -3 and say the Packers are favored by 3 and they win by 10, you win 7 points. You win based off of the spread. But right here, we just need the picks, and we're going to start with Badger football. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. We got a lot of different sports. It's a fun time in October, November time. Badger football, -10 at home against Northwestern. Let's go Brad, Kyle, Chef Ed me.
Boy, I hate to do this. I'm picking the Badgers to win, but I do not think they're going to cover the spread. I just don't think the Packers are really capable on offense without... I don't know if DK is playing. Top 2 running backs down. You're down to your second quarterback. They're not moving the ball. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be messy. They're going to get the win, but they're not going to cover the spread.
What's the spread again? 9?
10.
10? You know what, boys? Call me a dummy, but I'm believing in the Badgers, baby. We're going to cover. We better cover. I think Tanner Mordecai is going to come back. We're going to cover against Northwestern. Come on, Bucky. We got it, baby.
Chef Ed.
Yeah, Ben, I agree with Kyle. I like Bucky. I'll say the Badgers will cover.
Chef Ed's got Bucky here. I got Northwestern. It's just too many points. I mean, the Badgers give me no reason to.
But their defense is good. The Badgers defense can be. I think they can do it, Ben. But I want you to stay where you're at.
I already heard you, Kyle. I'm going Northwestern +10. You're on the downfall right now. You were once.
I had one bad week.
Yeah, and that's all it takes sometimes. Let's move on to a little 8 p.m. game. Now, you can be mad that it's on Peacock because that stinks that you have to have a subscription for it. But Badger basketball in a top 10 matchup, unranked at home, they play number 9, Tennessee. Tennessee -2.5. Badger hoops, Bradley Nortman.
Whoa, this was a change-up.
Yeah, stay ready.
So Badgers are unranked?
They are unranked at home.
And then the Tennessee's getting 2.5 points.
They are -2.5.
Wow. Boy.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna go with Tennessee. I hate to say it. I'm gonna go with Tennessee. At this point in the year, anything can happen. But a top 10 team, probably rolling. Give me Tennessee.
Listen, I'm the only 10 I see, so I don't see 10.
Oh my gosh!
And so I'm going with the Wisconsin Badgers to cover to pull off the upset tonight. This Badger basketball team is back. They get off the hot starts, and I expect this to be the same thing. Let's get the victory, baby.
Chef Ed.
Yeah, once again, I'm going with Kyle. I'm going with the red and white. I'll take the Badgers.
Woo! I'm going with Kyle as well. I think that the Badgers, who were the last team outside the top 25, they're solid. They bring back a lot of guys that experience tough losses. Like, again, there is a thing that I've always gone with. It's the only thing that I do right. Unranked teams at home who are favored, and I know the Badgers are not, cover 70% of the time. Not just win, but cover. So even though they're not favored, anytime it's like anytime you're +3 or below at home, I usually lean in college basketball towards the home team. And so I think preseason rankings, I don't care about. I don't care if Tennessee's 10. The only times in preseason rankings there's teams, the Badgers were ranked top 5 in 2018, and then they finished 7-4 or whatever it was, the Hornibrook year where they lost to Minnesota after going to the Big Ten championship game. Preseason rankings don't mean crap. Give me the Badgers here. Moving right along, let's get to some footy football. Some horrible Sunday and Monday night football games. So we'll do the we'll do a divisional game. The Lions, because well, here's why it's fun to watch, because these are the Packers' next 2 opponents after Pittsburgh. The Lions on the road at the LA Chargers. Lions -3 against the Chargers. The next 2 opponents for your Green Bay Packers. Brad.
I like the Lions. I think they're going to out-physical the Chargers. They've shown they've been able to take the show on the road. The thing against them was they can only perform in Ford Field. This year that has not been the case. They've done pretty well on the road. I see that going on. Give me the Lions big.
Last time I trusted the Lions against last time I trusted the Chargers against a competent football team, the Cowboys, they got beat up. And so I'm going to go with the Lions as well. I think Brad just said it. This is a very physical football team. That's something that the Chargers don't have, and they have talent with the Lions. So I'm going to go with the Lions to cover.
Chef Ed.
Yeah, I'm going with the team. I'm going with the Lions as well.
All right, I like home dogs. The NFL.
No, you like making up. Save us all the other stuff. You go with the Chargers. Let's go to the next one.
Ben just loves going against the grain. What did Brad say? What did Kyle say, Chef Ed? I'll go the other way.
All right, yeah,
that was Kyle's version of shushing me.
What's the next one?
All right, so I'll give you guys. So the last one we're obviously going to do is the Packers, but I'm going to give you some options because there's a couple good games. Brad played for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're at home. +3 against the Niners, or you have a divisional game of the Ravens at home against the Browns. I like the Jaguars-Niners. Let's go for our guy Brad.
Hey, that's a spicy game now. And the Jaguars are a sneaky, very sneaky 6-2. I think they're a good ball team. I think they will earn their respect this week when they beat San Francisco 49ers.
What's the spread?
Niners -3.
Jags are home underdog, 3 points.
This is big. It's Brock Purdy's back. Debo Samuel, I think, is back. The 49ers, did they win their last game, or are they on like a 2-game losing streak?
3-game losing streak.
3-game losing streak. This is a big game for the 49ers. They traded for Chase Young. They got to step up, and so I think the 49ers go down to Jacksonville. They go out to Duval.
Nice.
And they beat them.
Chef Ed?
Yeah, I kind of like the Prince. I kind of like Trevor Lawrence. I mean, the 49ers on paper look so good, but they can't seem to get out of their way. So I like Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Niners. They're too good of a team. They have too much talent for them to lose 4 straight. I just don't see Kyle Shanahan losing 4 straight, especially with Brock Purdy. I'm going to go with the 49ers here. Lastly, the green and gold on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are -3.5. So a little hook action. -3.5 at home against the Green Bay Packers.
Give me the Steelers. Give me the Steelers. They're going to be physical on Sunday at home, hostile environment. The Packers will be able to hang in there a little bit, but the Steelers just end up out-physicaling them all day, out-muscling them, and I think they're going to end up winning by like 7 points.
Yeah, I feel like the Packers may end up losing exactly by 3, but you know what, fellas? Who did I pick last week to win?
I don't remember.
The Packers.
I picked the Rams last week to win.
Did? That's
and
right.
what happened?
The Packers won.
The Packers won. So, gee golly willikers, I may just pick the Steelers again, and you know what? It's a win-win situation.
Golly gee willikers.
Well, I don't know. I'm not a corny.
Gee jolly willikers.
Gee golly willikers. But yeah, I'm gonna pick the. I'm going to pick the Steelers. I forgot Chef Ed was there. I'm going to pick the Steelers, but you know what? If the Packers win, then boy, I'm going to be smiling here on Monday. So I'm going to go with the Steelers to cover, but, you know, it's a win-win for me.
Chef Ed?
Yeah, I like Tomlin over LaFleur. LaFleur will get out-coached. I like the Steelers.
I like the Steelers too, Chef Ed. Thanks for participating as the KBN Nation guest picker. We'll see how you do, and we'll recap everything on Friday next week. There it is, the Cover 5 picks. Again, KBN23 is the code. If you want to join on the Cover 5 app or cover5.com, you can still join, have some fun with us. And, you might be doing some different challenges as time goes on. You just never know. Brad, you know what to do. You know who covers the spread. You know who covers, the house with beautiful windows. That's Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
That's right. They don't just cover the spread. They blow out their opponents. That's because Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, they always deliver for you. There's so many things going around this time of year. You're spending a lot of money on getting ready for Christmas shopping. Like me, I'm trying to save money buying a tree over here, so spending only $50. There's other places I can save too, and that is my home energy cost. And not just now, year-round. And that's by replacing your drafty windows and doors. And then Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can have them installed in as little as 6 weeks. And the savings don't just stop there. You can save even more by taking advantage of a no-interest, no-down payment for up to 36 months, but you have to order by November 30th. So set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
The Chicago Bears won last night on Thursday Night Football. Their celebration by the Thursday Night Football after game set was really embarrassing. Green Bay lives rent-free down south in Chicago. That's next. You'll hear the audio.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
Let me just give you a quick cultural lesson.
I would love one.
I have no weave in my hair. Weave is like extensions. So
okay.
Ad is not your hair. All my hair is all natural, all me. I'm not one of these women or men from California to go get their calves done, their chest done, their buttocks done. No. I'm all natural, boy.
He's Kyle Wallace, all natural.
Damn skip.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We're still dealing with this accident eastbound 94 at 68th Street, although it is just a car and a squad left over, so that should be gone pretty soon. Southbound on 43, heavy from Good Hope Road all the way down past Locust. The northbound side slowing just north of Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keefe. And 41 southbound starting to slow down from just before Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by the Waukesha Gun Club. Join their winter-heated 5-stand league today. The 12-week league begins November 25th. Learn more at waukeshagunclub.org. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 34. Tomorrow, sunny skies with a high of 50. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Must be at least 18 years old. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. See Sleeper Support Center for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-522-4700 for help.
Think you know sports? Then try to turn your sports knowledge into real money with the Sleeper app, the ultimate fantasy sports app that can turn game day into payday. Just download the Sleeper app and pick your favorite sports and players, like football star Bryce Young. With more stats than any other sports app, just choose 2 or more of your favorite players. From pregame, live, or even across different sports. Pick more or less from the predicted stats and ka-ching. You could win up to 100 times your money if your pick wins. With the Sleeper app, you can make picks anytime, even after the game starts. Check out Sleeper today and unlock one of the fastest growing fantasy sports apps in the world. Download right now and get up to $100 deposit match. Use promo code Milwaukee and you'll get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Just go to the App Store, download the Sleeper app today, and remember to use code Milwaukee for up to $100 match on your first deposit. That's promo code Milwaukee.
Right now, the prices of diamonds are probably the lowest we'll see in our lifetime.
Diamond prices are low, low, low. Here's why.
It was hard to meet new people during COVID.
When a person meets their soulmate, they usually get engaged about 39 months later.
People started dating again only about 36 months ago.
Most of the people who got engaged during COVID
or immediately after COVID
were already in a relationship before the COVID lockdown began.
The Wall Street Journal even published a story about all of this.
Low sales of engagement rings created a worldwide oversupply of diamonds.
But now, engagement ring sales are beginning to pick up again.
By the end of next spring, this temporary oversupply will be gone.
And diamond prices will start climbing like crazy.
If you ever wanted to own a big diamond, this is the year to do it.
Find the Kesslers nearest you
and see our extended holiday hours
at KesslersDiamonds.com.
If you want to own a big diamond, the time is now.
Hi, this is Wayne Larrabee, the voice of Green Bay football. You know, fans count on me to make the right call every time, and I can continue to do that thanks to Summit Eye Care of Wisconsin. When my vision began to drift, my eye doctor said Summit Eye Care was the best place to go. Using the latest adjustable implants, the doctors at Summit were able to fine-tune my vision. In fact, my vision is now the best it's ever been. Summit Eye Care was the right call to help me see all the action on game days.
To schedule an appointment at one of their locations, visit summitiwi.com.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank, and as a community bank, we sincerely appreciate our customer loyalty. Over nearly 90 years, we've done all we can to return the favor. Great Midwest Bank offers flexible solutions that bigger banks and credit unions simply can't, because our entire team is right here in the community. We love helping our neighbors when we're at work and then catching up over the weekend. Visit us at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kill the lights, we can't lose.
Hey! You want to hear something embarrassing? Well, A, you can just say Chicago Bear fans. We could point to my brother Jonathan. We could also point to the fact that after they beat the Carolina Panthers, who've won one game, and the ugliest Thursday Night Football game, maybe of all time. So after Thursday Night Football on Amazon, they usually bring players to the set, and they have them, sign stuff and whatnot. And as you saw, as Packer fans, there were a ton of Detroit Lions fans who were at Lambeau Field gathered around the set. And the Bears fans yesterday did that after the win. And what were they chanting? Here's what they were chanting.
Very pedestrian. And you're like, well, what is that? What is that? He plays against his stats against elite teams isn't the same as the
Well, we can continue to have that Caleb Williams conversation, but right now, let's just listen to what these Bears fans are chanting.
Green.
That is right. You're hearing Green Bay sucks. So
even when the Packers aren't good, they're still better than the Bears. And guess what? Even in this season, in which it hasn't been going well for the Packers, guess who passed on ownership? Or at least leased it for a little bit. Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. Right, Chris?
Huge, Joe.
It's just embarrassing. No pun intended. Embarrassing. They are embarrassing.
Embarrassing. Bear down.
I mean, it's just like, you beat the Panthers on Thursday Night Football. That's so bad. Like, the fact that you bring up Green Bay sucks. Do you know what the chant for the Bears is? The Bears still suck, which means you've sucked forever. You haven't won a Super Bowl since '85. I mean, very clear. And then when it came to a season in which you had a chance to go to the Super Bowl, guess who sprained their MCL and the Packers won in 2010?
Oh, right? Saw Jay Cutler.
Yeah, and 2014, 4th and 8, Randall Cobb right over your head.
Bang.
And it just, no matter what the situation is, how could you say Green Bay, like, you should be focused. You should, Caleb Williams, Drake May. Like, you should be chanting something like that. Like, it's so backwards. I guess that's what sucky teams do.
Yeah, and like there are maybe times where I look at the Chicago Bear history since 1985 and I'm like, oh man, I kind of feel bad for them, right? Then there's times like this where I'm like, this is what you deserve. When you're fans that are this bad, you're this ridiculous, I have no sympathy for you. I hope it's another 30 plus years of absolute embarrassing devastation. It's like that. You guys ever watched the show Mad Men? It's become a meme where there's the two guys in the elevator and one guy's like, man, I feel bad for you. And then the other guy who's the boss says, I don't think about you at all. That's what the Packers are like. I don't even think about you at all. It's like you're getting tagged by a weird ex with someone who's way below you, and you're like, what the heck is this? It is just so weird. It's so bizarre. It is classic signs of being insecure. And they're insecure.
Oh, I just love this. I was watching. I'm just like, these people are just a joke. I love the fact that these fans are chanting Green Bay sucks. What I love is every kid in elementary school knows where Green Bay, Wisconsin is. A little old 107,000 population of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Everybody in the place of Chicago that has 2 million people know about the great city.
3 million people. The greater Chicago area has like 8 million in that area. I grew up in Arlington Heights, which is a suburb of 80,000 people.
And guess what?
And Naperville's got 150,000. And all of them live a sad existence. So Ryan, real quick, I want you to react to this. Ryan McGuanago chimes in. Ben, you will never convince me you are not a Bears fan. Well, first off, my favorite team is who I bet on. And second off, have you guys ever heard me be like, you know what? I love the Bears.
No.
And
Never.
Guess what? I'd like to think this is the smartest move I've ever made. Detaching myself from an embarrassment of an organization and franchise.
It was smarter than going to Wisconsin to play basketball.
For sure.
Because the Wisconsin...
And at that point, I still was a Bears fan. But when I moved here, I was like, golly gee williker.
I didn't realize you were a Bears fan that recent.
Well, I mean, that's not recent. That was 2010.
So wait, as soon as you went to Wisconsin, you decided, I'm no longer a Bears fan.
Once I was in the community, I was like, you know what? Hey, these people are Packer fans. They're rooting for me. I ain't trying to make enemies.
Yeah, no, because being a fan of the Bears, see, being a Badger, like, yeah, you're a Badger forever, but playing for the team, that's temporary.
Yeah, and then the one thing that I always say is there's a reason why I moved away from the city of Chicago. I was living in Chicago, not downtown, but like where I grew up when I got back playing professionally from overseas. And then I went to Madison, and I'd visit, I'd be like, man, this feels like home. Yeah, powerful.
Yeah, but very powerful.
And I moved here, and I'm going to buy a house. I love living in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Wisconsin's adopted son, Ben Brust.
Yeah, we'll take you. We'll definitely take you. But
and that's the thing is, I will say, when I hear that, it's like I cringe for all the people that I know that live down there. Y'all are sad. That's a sad existence.
See, I've never been one to really get too much joy from seeing other teams lose. Like, I see the Bears lose, it's more like, ha ha, you guys still suck. Where Bears fans, they don't care sometimes whether they win or lose. If the Packers lose, that's all that matters. That makes their weekend. That makes up for having a poo-poo football team is the Packers
hate
losing.
Watching.
Yeah, that's all they do. I can't relate.
Yeah, when you cheer like this, you deserve a poorly run franchise. You don't deserve a good football team. This is when you are so focused on another team and you honestly have a hard time rooting for your own team. You don't deserve a well-run organization. You deserve a crap organization. That's what they got.
Well, and it's funny because, I got a lot of friends who work at our sister station at ESPN 1000, and watching them talk about the team is exactly why I'm like, oh, this makes a lot of sense. You're like, Green Bay sucks because you know what? You have nothing to look forward to. Nothing. You're trying to convince yourself that Justin Fields is the guy and watch them mess up whatever they again, they traded the number 1 pick last year to get more picks from the Panthers, and they do have the Panthers pick this year. The best part is watch them screw it up. They traded up for Mitchell freaking Trubisky. And again, the best thing I've ever done is disassociate myself from that crap organization.
No, it's fantastic. And I just love it. Let me hear the Green Bay sucks again. Let me hear these Chicago Bears fans after they just beat the Carolina Panthers.
Very pedestrian. And you're like, what is that? What is that? He plays against his stats against elite teams. Isn't the same as the
talk about my team.
Well, we can continue to have that Caleb Williams conversation, but right now, let's just listen to what these Bears fans are chanting.
And actually, and Chris, real quick.
That is right. You're hearing Green Bay sucks. So
it would have been a better troll if they chanted Craig Counsell.
What is that?
That would have been a better troll than Green Bay sucks.
They're not smart enough for that down there. They're not.
No, yeah, nobody said, hey, wait, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Let's change this. No one said that. There's simpletons.
Now, if they are smart, they're going to have some screaming Sicilian pizza, but they can't even probably figure that out. That's why Palermo's, which is right around the corner from us here in Milwaukee, you can find it obviously in Madison or wherever you're listening in the state of Wisconsin. Find your screaming Sicilian. Find your screaming pleasure in your local grocer's freezer. They just made a new plant to develop pizzas, hiring people in the state of Wisconsin, creating jobs here. That's wonderful. Another great Wisconsin company that sources their whole milk mozzarella cheese from where, Kyle?
Wisconsin?
Very good. Secret tomato recipe sauce, stone butter, fiery crust. You put that all together, you got thin and crispy. You got the tavern style. You have the 2.5 feet of stuffed crust cheese and the I'm stuffed crust pizza. And my favorite, maybe we try a group mambo. Kyle, Brad, Chris, be ready. The OG Screamins. You got Bessy's Revenge, which is cheese. The holy pepperoni, that speaks for itself. The mother of meat, the Supremus Maximus, the Mambo Italiano. Mambo! Well done! Find your screaming pleasure in your local grocer's freezer. We crosstalk with Rutledge and Hamilton. I'm so proud. That was amazing, guys. Next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Tiles, thank you for all that baby talk there and parenting talk. I'll take some of those tips.
I was getting ready for it right
now. Yeah, taking notes over there.
Taking some of those nips. Taking some of those tips. those tips and storing them away. I do like nips as well. But Tiles.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Football Guy.
What the hell happened to Bucky on your hat?
Football Guy.
A lot of wear and tear for old B.
Coming at it from different views.
I'm just saying he's well worn. I mean, his face is missing. Okay, well, it's probably time for me to freshen that up. Bucky wants to flip you off right now.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
Justin Fields shouldn't take any more snaps for the Chicago Bears.
I think he will, though.
But why?
He shouldn't. They're going to try to increase his value, but it won't work.
But you can't. You can't increase his value. Justin Fields should not play for the Chicago Bears. The last thing you want to do is further devalue this kid. And I said this months ago. I said you should trade him after the Thursday night game against the Washington Commanders because his value wouldn't be higher. People saying, "Oh no, let's see what he can do." It's a 3-month audition to see if he's the quarterback of the future. No, he ain't. He ain't the quarterback of the future. And obviously now, with you having a 40% chance to get the number 1 overall pick, there is nothing that Justin Fields can show you that can justify the opportunity cost of passing on yet another class of quarterbacks. So sit Justin Fields down and wait till the offseason and trade him away for a second-round pick if you can get that.
They say there's a first time for everything.
And this November proves it. It's the first time all 30 are all in 6 groups where 8 teams advance.
These teams have all the star power
to conquer a brand new bracket.
This is must-see TV.
In the new NBA Cup. So the question is, who's going to be the first to take it? It's in-season tournament time. November 3rd through December 9th. Presented by State Farm.
At the Home Depot, Saturdays are about 2 things. Getting ready for company with the Samsung Family Hub Plus refrigerator.
And football.
That's right, Kirk Herbstreit. Search for recipes, check out scores, or even stream the game to the screen at the same time, so you never miss a second of the action. Which means you can make your famous buffalo chicken dip and have more time for football. For football. Upgrade your Saturday with Samsung and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Ever wonder how the best athletes find the power to jump higher, cut quicker, skate smoother, drive farther, and stick the landing? At Prevea Orthopedics in Green Bay, we know power starts with the hips. That's why Dr. Michael Ryan and our team of experts provide comprehensive and advanced expertise in hip care, unlike anywhere else. Come to Prevea Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we can preserve your hips so you can pursue your goals. Prevea Orthopedics, specializing in you.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Associated Bank. Looking for a bank with home field advantage? You got it. At Associated Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors. That's why scoring a Packers checking account is the right play for your pay. And here's the kicker. Your Packers debit card gets you 10% off at the Packers Pro Shop. Join the team today. Open your Packers checking account at AssociatedBank.com/Packers. Associated Bank, the bank of the Packers since 1919. Your money works here. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. I'm Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace, the heartbeat of our show. Mr. Optimism for the Green Bay Packers. Brad Nortman, 6-year NFL punter. Homeboy Chris running the show. We are now excited to be joined by what you will hear next on 100.5 ESPN Madison from 4 to 6. That is Rutledge and Hamilton featuring Jim Rutledge and former Olympic gold medalist Matt Hamilton.
Former? Will they take my medal?
Yeah.
Once an Olympic medalist, always an Olympic gold medalist.
Once you lose in the third medal game, or the bronze medal game in the next Olympics, you get the gold stripped from you.
Ah, fair.
Good talk from a guy who also finished 4th. Like, this is what I don't understand.
But that's the highlight of his career.
But I don't go around saying Ben Brust Final Four participant.
But you didn't finish 4th. You finished, what do you say, 3rd or 4th?
Well, I mean,
it's T3.
Yeah, T3. That's better than you.
It's T3. I'll give that to you.
But he also won a gold medal. Like, that's the other part of it that Ben did not win.
Not really. I mean, kind of.
Semantics.
Yeah, it's so fact. So we have a question for both of you.
Yeah.
Over under 1.5 wins the next 4 games for the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, I'm hitting the under on this. I'm a Bears fan, and I was watching them last night, and they won. And I was like, you know what I like about Chicago media is everyone was writing like, this is still a bad football team, and they're not going to win a lot of games. And I think Green Bay is having a hard time wrapping the brain around it. This is not a good football team. And if they went 3-5 against the soft part of their schedule, most likely, best case scenario, they're going to do the same thing going the rest of the way. They're not a good football team. I think they're going to lose their tough games and then win some cupcakes at the end against teams that are bad / don't care. So, no, I think the Packers are going to get embarrassed over the next few weeks. I think they might go 0-4.
Do the Green Bay suck? Does that suck? Does that get you excited to say?
Yeah, actually, now that Jim talked about being a Bears fan, this is embarrassing for you,
Which
Jim.
took all about 10 seconds to get into.
Oh, it's about as embarrassing as the Bears still suck chant. I mean, that's lame.
But like is
At
factual.
least
When you actually suck.
lame. Yeah, but the Packers do too now. So like that's the thing.
So
like,
1 year
both teams
erases
are crappy.
1 year erases 30 years?
Why not?
See, that's the issue. That is that is why
one
Bears fans are the worst.
One franchise had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks and did almost the bare minimum you could do with them, and the other franchise just hasn't had that luck. So you got the Willy Wonka golden ticket twice and did just above bupkis with it, and then you're you're talking like you're the New England Patriots. You could have been, but instead. Man. You just won 2 over 20-some years with 2 top 10 quarterbacks of all time. So you're right. I apologize. You got one more Super Bowl in your lifetime than me.
Yeah, you must have had a lot of fun watching the Bears teams over those last 30 years, huh? Man, do your kids like the Bears too or no?
Yeah, because it's always better being a Bears fan than a Packers fan.
Actually,
that part is unquestionable.
Jim has his kids conditioned to not even put green and yellow together as like a color combination.
That's just good fashion. That's just good fashion.
We need to go ahead and call Child Protective Services.
Yeah. You got pea yellow and grass clipping green. Like those aren't good colors. Like that's just a bad color combo.
Yeah, because those orange jerseys looked great yesterday.
Last night. The color rush jerseys are bad, but I'm not going to throw the Bears uniforms in general under the bus. The navy and orange isn't terrible.
No, it's trash. It is absolute trash.
Well, see, that's what the helmets match their colors, Kyle. The Packers are green and gold, and their color is like hangover pea yellow. I don't understand. Why have actual
my hangover pea is like orange.
Wait, here's the thing, though, Jim. You can have the color. You can have the colors. I'll have the big.
You should drink some water.
Yeah, the thing that actually matters.
Kyle's still fired up. Yeah, I'm super dehydrated.
You got a lot of dehydrated.
I don't know the last time I've seen white pea.
Someone check on Ben. If it's orange, someone check on Ben Brust.
Yeah. It's very scary. It is very scary. I'm like, holy cow, mixing a water, dude.
Or whatever. What's going on?
Does it stink? Oh my gosh, it is horrible.
Your blood pressure must be.
I'm sure we got a lot of doctors listening to ESPN Wisconsin. Someone give Ben a call and help him out, because that's actually a concern from all of us. We've now turned this into an intervention about Ben Brust.
Yeah, just a Sunday wellness check would be good. Just a Sunday 10 a.m. Ben, do you need some water?
A Friday cross. I moved you guys to a Friday crosstalk because I thought it'd be fun. I don't want it to be an intervention on my own show.
That's a good point.
You know what, though? I just took my oldest to the doctor, and they asked a lot of questions about like how I am as a parent. We might have to start asking Ben questions like, hey, do you have a regular bedtime? How much water do you drink? Do you like vegetables? Are you eating okay? How much screen time do you get?
I actually don't know the last time I got a physical, so that might not be a bad exercise.
You're in your 30s, man. You got to get a physical.
I don't think I've had a
physical. We want to do this crosstalk for a long time, Ben. We're just looking out for your well-being.
I haven't had a physical since I stepped foot into the University of Wisconsin.
Oh, well, you need to turn your head to the left and cough. That's what you need to do unless somebody jacks them things.
Too many things have gone off the rails, Ben. That you need to check in. Someone needs to make sure you're okay.
Brad Nortman, Kyle Wallace, Matt Hamilton, and Jim Rutledge. Who's putting the rubber glove on?
Hey, we're not doctors.
Exactly.
We're not signing up for this role.
You're trying to get us to play. You're trying to get some play from us.
It's a segment we have. We do have a Dr. Rutledge segment.
That is fair. But I only pretend to be a doctor.
And you kind of look like you could be a doctor if you just threw on a nice polo, some khaki pants, and like a doctor overcoat.
This is Matt expertly trying to get out of trying to deliver an exam to Ben Brust.
Volunteering Jim for it.
We should be upset that Ben just asked us which one of us wanted to touch his testicles. We should be upset.
No, not the testicles, the prostate exam.
Hey.
Jeez, you wanted to dig in. My goodness.
I mean, I thought we were doing a physical.
It sounds like you're trying to get a kink out.
Ben went right to that, too. Went right to it.
Right. You know, Ben, they do look in your ears. They look in your eyes. They test your breathing. Like, why do we got to jump right to it?
Heart. Like, can we work other things?
Can we work our way up to it, Ben? Can we not just jump right into it? Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can start with the questions on paper. Like, how many drinks do you have this in a given week?
Maybe light a candle or something.
All right.
Get some ambiance.
So I am 32. So 18 has been that's 14 years since a physical.
That's a long time.
That is entirely too long.
Way too long.
Yeah.
No wonder I've had so many tummy issues over the last 5 years.
You don't know what's going on in there.
No, nobody does. Nobody's taking a look.
Your thought process, like, I'm not going to see anyone about this. I'll just ride it out.
Yeah. You know, if something happens, something happens.
Wait a minute. My guy need somebody to be checking on you regularly.
Have you seen someone that's not a pediatrician? Like,
probably has. He has not gone to the doctor as an adult. You have no primary physician. That's what you're saying.
No, I mean, no. Not in Wisconsin.
How do you take a job and pay for health insurance and not once think to myself, oh, maybe I should just go get a physical or something like that. I'm paying for it.
Nothing else. Get your money's worth out of it.
Right.
Yeah, well, right.
Have a good time.
Yeah,
light a candle.
All right. I get it. We can.
You got a child
next
on the
Friday.
Way. You gotta
you need some life insurance.
Make sure you're good.
Oh no, that life insurance exam's gonna be bad.
Oh yeah. Those
That's
premiums
easy.
are going to be skyrocketed.
So how about next Friday?
You're a risk.
So far, you guys are 0 for 1 in delivering. We asked you for a song to lead into the Madison Hour.
I think, honestly, the one you just played, I think would be perfect.
I picked one for him, and I heard that that's the song that they now play from their 4 to 5 o'clock hour every day.
Yeah, see, we
you stole
we tried
Highway
it. Doesn't
Tune?
mean we like it.
They stole Highway Tune.
Yeah,
and
so
that's their 4 to 5
so
o'clock.
if Jim likes what we played, Chris, what do we play? Do you even know?
Oh, is the Higher Love coming back?
Higher Love, Higher Love, which was for a long time here on Rutledge and Hamilton when we were 2 to 4. That was our Friday song in honor of Scalzo and Brust used to have their Friday song, so we had a Friday song, and it was Higher Love. Because you get a good mood.
As a panel, Kyle, Brust, and Orban?
No, I didn't like it. That's not hype enough. It's
all right, it's got to be a majority decision.
Yeah,
okay.
I think we need something more.
Brad.
Yes.
Get it
like
together. Vote correctly.
For this song?
No, Higher Love.
Oh.
Higher Love.
I don't know. I don't think it's enough for a Friday.
Not enough.
All right, I got to see a doctor. They got to do their show. Rutledge and Hamilton, 4 to 6 in Madison. We're with you till 5 on ESPN Milwaukee. Later, boys.
We've got some backups still on southbound 43, stretching all the way down from just south of Good Hope Road, all the way down to almost North Avenue. Got the northbound side also backing up from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keith. Eastbound 94, a little heavy from 76th Street through the Stadium interchange, with the westbound side slowing from 25th through to about Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 4394 going to be heavy off the high-rise bridge all the way down towards the KK River. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy with a low of 34. Tomorrow, sunny skies with a high of 50. Weather's brought to you by Adams Generators, the #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. Call for your free quote today at 262-944-2010 for power peace of mind, or visit adamspower.com/generators. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
Hi, this is Wayne Larrabee, the voice of Green Bay football. You know, fans count on me to make the right call every time, and I can continue to do that thanks to Summit Eye Care of Wisconsin. When my vision began to drift, my eye doctor said Summit Eye Care was the best place to go. Using the latest adjustable implants, the doctors at Summit were able to fine-tune my vision. In fact, my vision is now the best it's ever been. Summit Eye Care was the right call to help me see all the action on game days.
To schedule an appointment at one of their locations, visit summitiwi.com.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN. Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We them boys. We them boys. We making noise. We them boys.
Kyle is slandering my family right now during the break. But it's the Faux One Faux Hour at Faux on Kyle, Brust, and Norman, 94.5 ESPN. I'm Ben Brust. Kyle Wallace is disrespecting my family right now. Bradley, William Nortman, Billy Nortman here with us, and Chris Larson running the show, homeboy Chris. Now, my name for those who weren't in the 2-minute break with us,
But you said it earlier today.
is Benjamin John, John, Brust. My dad's name is John, John. Elmer is his middle name.
You put his business out here. That was unnecessary.
My brother's name is Jonathan, Jonathan, Jonathan David. So you're trying to tell me that what? My family named 2 Johns?
Yes. You have your brother's name is Jonathan and your name is John.
No, my name is Benjamin.
Okay,
John.
your middle name is John. So they gave two of their kids to say.
But it's named after my father. So Benjamin John is from my dad. Jonathan is separate.
I'm just letting you know that Jonathan has been called John in his life.
No, he's been Jonathan. And sure, if he's been called John, he always corrects it.
That's
and says,
fine.
I go by Jonathan.
But why has somebody randomly called him John before?
Because they disrespectfully shortened his name.
Okay.
Disrespectfully.
There's 2 of the same.
And you're laughing about it.
No, I'm just saying there's 3 of the same names. There's 3. Jonathan, John are the same thing. Literally, John is short for Jonathan.
Yeah, but
it's the same tree, I believe.
It is the same tree, but it's not the same name.
It is the same name, just spelled differently. What are you saying? It's literally the same name, just spelled differently.
It can't be. No, it's not. It's a full name of a shortened version.
Okay, your dad's name is John, not Jonathan.
Correct.
Okay, but I'm just saying John is the root of Jonathan.
I understand that,
and so I'm saying they're all.
So if you want the meaning now, so John was a character, I believe,
in the Bible.
I said character. Yes,
there was no James in the Bible.
So Benjamin means son of my right hand. So as the last son, my dad wanted to name me Benjamin John, since his name is John and not Jonathan. So I'm the therefore son of his right hand.
You have been brainwashed, and that's okay, to think that you and your brother don't have the same name.
We don't. He has a first name that's Jonathan, and my middle name's John.
Yeah, y'all share a very similar name.
This is the stupidest argument I've ever did. Respectfully to you, Ben.
Now you're disrespecting my family.
This is the stupidest argument.
Billy Nortman.
Is it the same? I'm not saying that you do or don't have the same name. I'm talking about the fact that we just took 3 minutes. If it is the same name or not has got to be one of the dumbest arguments we've had on this
Hugh
show.
from Heartland chimes in, feeling disrespected about someone shortening your name is softer than Christian Watson. Touche. Geez. And then people are being mean.
Yeah, rightfully so, KBN Nation.
And so, Brad, with your middle name being William, is there any homage paid to your father with his name being Billy?
Yeah, his name's William.
Okay.
Go by Bill.
Okay, all right. So there it is. His middle name.
Kyle, just drop it, man. That's 2 days in a row where you want me throwing hands.
So if I had a brother, and they named
him Bill. His middle name was Bill.
Would that be weird?
It wouldn't be, but it had nothing to do with William.
Not weird, but would it be the same idea?
And if it had nothing to do with William.
William and Bill are separated enough.
Okay, now you've looped me into this thing.
See,
and now
William and Bill.
Now Kyle's making all the rules for names.
This is getting so granular.
No, William and Billy can be. Somebody can be Willie and somebody can be Billy. Those would be 2 different names.
Someone can be John. Someone can be Jonathan.
No, yeah, but the thing is, if you said my name's Jonathan,
shut his mic off, Chris.
They're not going to spell it. If somebody said their name's Jonathan, they're probably going to spell it John. Athn. They're just going to spell it that way, and you're going to have to correct them.
I also just don't want Jonathan associated with my name. Get my oldest brother off my name.
Y'all share the same DNA, dang near.
I already know that. I'm trying to get away from that for my whole life.
Yeah, is it too late? No, I mean,
he's trying to take credit for everything I've done in life. I taught him how to shoot. I taught him how to do this, that, the other thing.
Embrace it. Embrace it.
What a journey that just was. What a journey.
4 games for the Green Bay Packers the next 4 weeks against quality opponents, might I add. A 5-4 Steelers team on the road this week, in which the Steelers are 3.5-point favorites at what we will remember as Heinz Field. Then come the Chargers to Lambeau Field. You then go to the Detroit Lions and at home against the Chiefs. We asked you on Twitter at KBN ESPN, where you can chime in over under 1.5 wins for the Green Bay Packers. Right now, no faith. 25% of people say over 1.5 wins the next 4. Under 1.5 wins, 75%. We've all landed on under. Kyle's tried to convince himself that they're going to build off Brett Rippon being the quarterback for the Rams and that the Packers are turning a corner. But I don't want to put words in his mouth. even though I just did.
I mean, technically, here's the thing. They have an opportunity. Yes, it's going to be, I'm predicting the under the 1.5, but I believe that if there's one of the 4 games that they're going to win in the next 4 between the Steelers, between the Chargers, the Lions, and the Chiefs, this is the game. And the excitement that Packers fans should have, if this team is able to go to Pittsburgh and be physical with Pittsburgh and find a way to come out with a victory, we should be optimistic that they now have momentum. They now have more confidence coming back home to take on the Chargers, which could get them over the 1.5. So yes, I'm taking the under, but I'm saying it shouldn't be out the realm of possibility that this team can go and win on the road.
Which team did you pick and cover 5 picks earlier today?
Listen. I picked
listen.
Now
what happened was.
But I'm just letting you know. My argument is this: that I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers pull it off, because the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, like I said before, is just as trash as the Packers offense. They're just a notch above. They're both trash, but they're just a notch above the Packers offense. And what have we seen our defense do against trash offenses? Compete. Keep our team in these games. And so you never know. We might find ourselves on the final drive where Jordan Love has a chance to drive it downfield to set up a field goal for Anders Carlson for the Packers to walk it off with like a 19-17 victory. That is not out the realm of possibility.
Over under 20.5 points scored by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'll say under.
All right.
Wait, is that going to be our props and what is it?
No, it might be,
props
but
and
I
previews?
just what?
Green Bay props and preview.
Thank you, Chris.
That's a great over-under, because on the score prediction that we give to our social media team, I said 20 points for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Very good over-under.
And I did just say 19-17. Didn't our Packers win?
I mean, I can't keep track of everything you say.
Oh, you should. You should. That's your job. You're supposed to listen. Actively listen to what I'm saying.
Listen, when it comes to this over-under line, I am pounding the under with it. It will be under, and I think our poll has now reflected that a good sports book will move the line. So the line
too much public money on the under 1.5.
If you moved it down to 1. And 1 was a push, and you go over under, I'm still going under. I think it's more likely that this team goes 0-4
than wins 1.
Well, no, if they win 1, it'd be a push.
Oh, you're saying you can't have the 1.
Yeah,
you can't have the push.
Yeah, I think it's more likely to go 0-4. I don't like saying that, but I think it's just the truth. This is the hardest part. This is the heart of this.
Now,
schedule.
DW and Plover just helped all of our conversations, whether that be talking about names. Here we go. Ready for this one? DW and Plover. I have a son named Jonathan. We call him Nathan. Oh, thank you.
Wow,
that solved our debate.
That is an absolute wrench into that conversation.
Yeah, I don't even know how to respond. Is there some?
My name's Benjamin. Call me Ralph.
I have no response. I don't even know what that means.
He's dropping off the J-O, right, of the Nathan. So that's how they get Nathan, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So it's a little bit further.
So we just drop letters on wherever we want?
Hey,
John,
I'm Brad. Call me Rad.
It should be not.
Call me Rad. Rad Nortman.
Call me Rad.
Yael Wallace.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That sounds all right. What'd you say? Say it again.
Yael Wallace.
That's a good name.
I've never heard of that. I've never heard of Jonathan becoming Nathan by dropping off the J-O.
It's Jonathan.
Matt from Milwaukee chimes in. I'm still baffled to this day how Ben Brust attended and graduated from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. We thought Wisconsin just lowered their standards for athletes this year.
Dang.
No, they need to.
Hey, don't worry. I got this. I got into Stanford, Matt. Stanford. That's right. I got a full ride to Stanford.
They were desperate for basketball players.
It's talk about desperate. I would be desperate to see that play out. I would love to see
at Stanford.
Like a drone over Ben Brust over his 4 years at Stanford. That would be utterly entertaining.
I can already tell you how I'd have gotten my degree.
How?
Go on.
Come on, y'all.
You would have cheated or had talked some honey. How to do your homework. Some honey would be, hey, baby, come here.
Sweet talk, some tutor.
Come here, you little smart thing from SoCal.
Whoa.
What?
Why are you putting that kind of accusation on me?
What? Why you the one? You're on YouTube, so they can see. They can go to ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and saw when I say some little thing. You said,
800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN. Again, we're all in agreement that they go through the under. I think the next question is, if I were to ask you the best chance for them to win a football game, because you had said, Brad, if it was between going 0-4 or 2-2, you'd go 0-4. So on that, what is the best chance for them to win in the 4 games?
To me, best chance is LA at home. LA at home is the best chance to get a win. Next is actually Kansas City at home. I think that the offense, it's a little hit or miss. The Denver Broncos took that Kansas City team to the end. And then I think Pittsburgh and Detroit are the final 2 that are least likely to win. I think Detroit.
Kyle disagrees.
Yeah, I strongly disagree. I strongly disagree. I just don't understand. See, here's the thing. We live in Wisconsin, and we look at the flaws of the Green Bay Packers. If you lived in Pittsburgh, you will see
you cannot say Pittsburgh.
You said it wrong like another 5 times since the start.
You said Pittsburgh.
Say Pittsburgh.
It's not even saying. It's not even that he's saying P-I-C-K.
Listen.
He's saying P-I-X. Like Pittsburgh.
Yeah, y'all too concerned about how I'm saying Pittsburgh. Y'all not listening to what's coming up.
It's hard to focus when you say Pittsburgh.
All right, so the Steelers.
There we go.
Hey.
Steelers fans have been agonizing by this offense, and they want to fire Matt Canada, their offensive coordinator. Why do they want to do that? Because their offense has been dry. They haven't been creative. So they have the same complaints that we have here in Green Bay with our offense. And so the reason why I believe this is the game is because this offense is a bad offense. How can we look at these next 4 games where you're taking on the Lions that have a great offense, where you're taking on the Chargers, which have good receivers, they have a good running back, and they have a good quarterback? You saw what happened at home a couple weeks ago against, it's escaping me, who did the Packers play 2 weeks ago at home? Oh, no, against the Vikings. The Vikings barely even got a good offense, but they had a competent offense. And what happened when they had a competent offense at home? They lost. The Pittsburgh Steelers don't have a competent offense. This is why this week is the game.
See, you're making this a lot about the offense. And
it is about the Pittsburgh Steelers offense.
No,
they can't score.
But hang on. You said the Steelers offense is trash and the Packers offense is trash. And that's fine. If we want to put that bucket, we can put them away because they're the same. Now you got to compare defenses and special teams. And those are 2 sides of the ball that Pittsburgh has an advantage on.
But I'm saying that the Packers...
And if you want to take all phases of the game out, let's talk identity of head coaches. Matt LaFleur struggles against tough teams.
Yes.
They get out tough. They get out physical. And so you're talking about a Mike Tomlin who has a culture, who has set the precedent for what the team expects to do. Whether it's good or bad on offense, they fight. This team... Not a fighting team. This team is not a fighting team.
I'm going to flip this back on you. Okay, so what phase do the Packers have that they are better at against the Chargers? What phase?
I think it's just style of football.
No. What phase? The style of football. Both teams don't have great styles.
I would say Matt LaFleur is a better coach than Brandon Staley.
Okay, so we're using Matt LaFleur. That's what it is. Matty Mouse. That's what we're using.
I can still give Matty Mouse credit for winning 13 games 3 years in a row, and Brandon Staley making horrible decisions over his entire coaching career with the Chargers.
You didn't say quarterback, you didn't say offense, you didn't say defense, but you went with the head coach who has struggled to coach his team on offense. Okay, great. So that's why
that's the reason why they have failed.
Okay, so let's go to the Lions game. What phase?
Every phase.
The Lions dominating every phase. Exactly.
Yes.
The Chiefs. What phase?
Every phase.
And so that's what I'm saying. You just said, okay, let's take the offense out of it because both the teams have bad offenses. So this is the one.
And then I just said the Packers have 2 of the 3 phases better than the Steelers have 2 of 3 phases better than the Packers.
But we're talking 2
and
or 3.
A better coach.
But when you look at the Chargers basically have every phase except for the coach, and that's what I'm saying. When it's actually
they have the ability to put up points.
The Chargers have the ability to put up points,
and the Packers don't.
My exact point. That is my exact point. Why the Steelers is your best opportunity. The Steelers have a bad offense. Your defense isn't that great, but the Steelers have a great defense, but you still have a chance because of the fact that your defense plays well against bad offenses. So if it's going to be a low-scoring game, if it's 10-7, 10-3, whatever it is,
the defense just traded away Rasul Douglas. Jair Alexander's not going to play. They have the worst safeties in the league, and Quay Walker in the middle is not going to play. But they're going to get their brains beat.
The brand of football has a major impact on the game, right? If you play it physically, if you play it finesse, if you play it schematically, focused.
You all are more confident in Pittsburgh than a lot of Steelers fans are in their offense.
That's because they've had to live in the same vein of trying to figure out ways to win 19 straight years.
Well, that's my whole thing. Is that the
Packers are 3-5. They beat nobody.
But we're not talking about whether they're going to win. We're not talking about how good they are. But we're talking about who are they most likely to be able to beat. And you guys are saying the Chargers, and I just don't see it. The Chargers have Khalil Mack, who had 6 sacks in a game. Look at our left tackle, fellas. I'm telling you.
Steelers have a better record than the Chargers.
Yeah, because look at who they had to play.
They've played some pretty good teams.
All right.
Beat the Ravens.
You can keep trying to convince yourself, but we're gonna.
Look,
you
I
guys
don't think they're going to win any of them. If that helps you.
But I think the greatest chance is against the Steelers this week.
JD and Fondy chimes in with good D. It comes down to kickers. We definitely have a better kicker. What the hell are you talking about? Chris Boswell is light years better than Anders Carlson.
He is proven. I will agree with that.
Ryan in Milwaukee chimes in. Brust is right yet again, and we'll continue to have this conversation.
Let me see some other. Let me see it. I need proof to see that. What are you talking about?
We don't have access to the talking text line.
Dale in Partyville chimes in. Nortman makes some good points. I'm glad him and Ben are talking some sense into Kyle. Chris in Stevens Point chimes in. Kyle, just let it go. They're going to get out tough. That's Matt LaFleur's identity. No, he did not make up those last 3 texts. Pole position next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
You said they are a reflection of their head coach.
Yes, he's soft, as he proved with you by signing that damn jersey you had on. You think Campbell would have signed that jersey?
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Backups continue along southbound 43 right now from Brown Deer Road to downtown. It is a 22-minute ride, seeing delays just north of Silver Spring all the way down to about North Avenue. Back on the brakes through the Marquette. And then northbound slowing down from just out of Kilbourne all the way up to about Keefe. Eastbound 94 on and off the brakes just a bit from 76th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. And then on 894 southbound, we're seeing delays from just south of Greenfield Avenue down and around the Hale to about Forest Home. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy with the low of 34. Tomorrow, sunny skies, a high of 50. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
Andy Reid's a dog? No,
Andy Reid's not a dog.
It does not have to be.
Come on, he's like a Saint Bernard.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
It doesn't have to be hulking. It's an attitude.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Attention value hunters, save on new Black Friday Now deals this week at Fleet Farm. Enjoy 20% off select sizes of our chocolate candies. Get a Food Saver vacuum sealing system for just $69.99. Stay warm and cozy with Mega Warmer 10-packs, 2 for $10. And stock up on softwood fuel pellets, 2 bags for only $11. Save big on everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm.
Right now, the prices of diamonds are probably the lowest we'll see in our lifetime.
Diamond prices are low, low, low. Here's why.
It was hard to meet new people during COVID.
When a person meets their soulmate, they usually get engaged about 39 months later.
People started dating again only about 36 months ago.
Most of the people who got engaged during COVID
or immediately after COVID
were already in a relationship before the COVID lockdown began.
The Wall Street Journal even published a story about all of this.
Low sales of engagement rings created a worldwide oversupply of diamonds.
But now, engagement ring sales are beginning to pick up again.
By the end of next spring, this temporary oversupply will be gone.
And diamond prices will start climbing like crazy.
If you ever wanted to own a big diamond, this is the year to do it.
Find the Kesslers nearest you
and see our extended holiday hours
at KesslersDiamonds.com.
If you want to own a big diamond, the time is now.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank, and you gotta love finding change in the junk drawer, or even better, a 20 in your laundry or pants pocket, right? But the best source of extra cash may be in the walls of your home. All right, wait. Now, put down the sledgehammer and tap into the value of your house by setting up a home equity line of credit and experience a state of tranquility knowing funds are there when you need them. Get started at GreatMidwestBank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Don't put your life on hold to earn a degree. Lakeland University has a long history of making students' dreams come true. Since 1862, build a schedule that meets your needs with options for 7 and 12-week courses, evening classes, and the ability to join classes remotely. Lakeland University is Wisconsin's leader in evening and online education. They have a main campus in Sheboygan County and 6 centers throughout the whole state. Lakeland University. Affordable, quality, flexible. Find out your next steps at info.lakeland.edu.
Pole position on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is presented by Great Lakes Dragway, a quarter-mile-long drag strip, plus a drift pad. Even drive your own car on the track. Find full event schedule and ticket information at GreatLakesDragway.com.
See, I've been waiting all day for you to call me babe.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman taking you up till 5 o'clock. You can stream us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Catch us on Twitter at KBN ESPN. I'm Ben Brust alongside Mr. Optimistic, Mr. Green and Gold, Kyle Wallace. Bradley Nortman, 6-time, 6-year NFL punter.
Did it for old times, huh?
Did it for old time. And
Look at that.
Somebody told me they missed it, so I want to run it back.
Yeah, you see, and you want to side with this guy, huh?
Homeboy Chris.
Jonathan over here.
That's what we're talking about.
It's Friday, man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It is John.
Benjamin John.
I legitimately did not do that on purpose.
Yeah, you
Man.
did.
I swear I did not. I
can't wait to find out your middle name. Easy to pick on other names.
Wait a minute.
You don't respect our names.
Before we went on air, I said I respectfully asked him not to mention my middle name because this is what I didn't want to happen.
Well, it's going to happen.
Please don't.
It's going to happen.
This is a hostile environment. This is a hostile work environment. I am asking.
He's smiling. He doesn't believe it. I'm just trying to make my case to HR right now before I do it. Now he's looking at the camera like a psychopath. Let's play a little pole position.
Everyone's got their opinions, but we just happen to think some are better than others. Let's hit the polls. This is Pole Position.
Ooh, I like this music. Every week we go up and down the dial, 94.5 ESPN, 100.5 ESPN Madison, from our family of stations, our family of shows, and we answer the questions that they could not answer, and we pick out the best ones. Chris, take it away.
Let's start off with Rutledge and Hamilton, our good friends who we just heard before the Milwaukee Hour across ESPN Wisconsin. They're 4 to 6.
4 to 6.
4 to 6. My time is mixed up here. 4 to 6 on ESPN.
We're on from 2
Madison.
to 4.
Will the Packers end up exceeding their preseason total for wins of 8.5? Over 8.5, 7.8%. Under 8.5, 92%.
I picked this one because they're idiots. We had them on for crosstalk from 3:45 to 4 o'clock, and if I would have known that they put this poll on Twitter, I would have said, y'all are idiots. The over-under before the season was 7.5 in the preseason because that's when they set the team totals. I have under 7.5 for $250 plus money. I've seen it everywhere. We talked about it everywhere. How do you mess this up? That's embarrassing.
It's just trolling. Just trolling the Packers, right? Rutledge trying to just, get the Packer fans.
Overinflate the line.
Overinflate, like how bad we are now.
Look, it was 8.5. Look how bad you guys suck.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Good call, Brad.
Strategic.
Sure. I mean,
it's of course the under.
This is a terrible question. Just terrible. It's obvious.
Yeah, and it's like they're asking it right now, right?
Asking it now.
Asking it after they beat the Rams with Brett Rippon is like the ultimate troll. I think we need to start making a list. Chris, before Rutledge and Hamilton join on Fridays, can you put all of the Rutledge and Hamilton polls on here at the top so I can go through them and then we can troll Jim Rutledge as the Bears fan who's clearly trying to pick at the Packers.
Will do.
Thank you. Moving on.
All right, moving on in pole position. Let's go to our other good friends, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, here weekdays 7 to 9 across ESPN Milwaukee. If we don't have a definitive answer on Jordan Love at the season's end, would you want the Packers to draft a quarterback with their first-round pick and bring back Jordan Love? Yes, can't wait around, 40%. No, Love gets 2 years, 60%.
Y'all ever heard of the author Tim Ferriss? He did 4-day work week and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, he's had a good decision-making strategy.
I don't read books, by the way.
Okay. Well, Tim Ferriss has some good ones.
Well, you seem pretty educated.
I'm very educated. I read articles. I stay up to date on current events and pop culture. I just don't read books.
Well, anyway, Tim Ferriss has a good go-to.
I don't read books either. Just for next time that you bring up.
Yeah.
Man, it's a good thing now as in our infancy.
You know what? KBN Book Club.
That
would
would
have to get it going.
I would Spark Notes it.
We would cheat.
Come on.
The only Ferris I know is Ferris Bueller skips some school thing. That's the only Ferris I know. You lost me. I don't even know what you were talking about.
Book club?
Okay. There is an author named Tim Ferriss. He has a decision-making go-to framework where
book sounds awful.
If it's not a hell yes, it's a no. That's his decision-making thing.
Oh, I like that.
Yes. I like it too. Helps you make
You
good
mean
decisions.
hell yes?
Hell yes. That's how you know it's a good one. And for this one, if Jordan Love is not a hell yes, it's a no. That's just the default to it. He's not a hell yes. And if he hasn't done it by the end of the year, then it's a no.
Hey!
Yeah, it's not that easy because everything depends on draft position. Like if your team has a 14th pick, it's I don't know if I'm going to use it on a quarterback at the 14th pick.
You can have the 14th pick.
Okay, but if you have a top 5 pick, then it's maybe we should consider drafting a quarterback. So it really depends on what draft position that you have. That this answer is incomplete. It doesn't have enough information. This is one of the questions that you go to the teacher and you say, "What is this?" This isn't a good question.
Man, you're an annoying student.
Don't be a fence sitter. You have to scribble in something in the multiple choice bubble.
No. I would scribble it in and wait for when we get it back and say, well, I need some credit for this because this this is incomplete.
You're stupid. You can't wait around. You cannot wait you can't wait around. If you don't know after 17 games in the NFL, doesn't matter how bad the product is that Goody gave him. You are in the NFL. Jordan Love's job is to help make them better, especially as a guy who's been around the system, especially as a guy who's in his 4th year, especially as a guy who's all we're looking for is to see progress, and we're not seeing that type of progress.
So does that mean if he doesn't get an extension at the end of the season, they should draft a new quarterback? Because that's basically what you're saying.
Absolutely.
I
can't sit and wait.
Okay.
You want to be the Bears? You want to be the team that we're making fun of?
Listen, I just said it's all about draft position. We got pick numbers 15, 14. I don't know.
We're picking under 1.5 wins for the next 4 games.
Okay.
That means they're likely going to be what? At best, 4-8.
Okay, if they're a top 5, then yeah. Then the answer is yes. But if they're top 15, we're talking about number 15.
But even if they're top 10, they have draft capital to utilize to help them if they see something that they want.
Well, and there's plenty of other good quarterbacks that are picked in the teens and 20s. So
if it's a rich draft, we talk about the draft that Jordan Love was in. Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Tua.
If it's not a slam dunk, I do not trust Goody. If Goody got to evaluate him, he already did and he failed. You can't get two. You can't.
And then
get two
that is
tries.
the X factor.
Moving on.
All right, moving on to the Homer Hour, which you can hear 5 to 6 across ESPN Milwaukee weekdays. When will Jordan Love's final season be with the Packers? This year, 2023, 10%. Next year, 2024, 36%. 2025 or later, 54%.
Oh, this is a good question. I'm going to go with 2024. I think they are going to give him next year, even though I would not advise doing that. And I think after that time, here comes a lot of change, be it head coach, quarterback, maybe even GM around that time. 2024.
Yeah, I believe it will probably be 2024 as well. I kind of we'll see where I want to be at the end of this year, but right now 2024.
All right, we'll just keep waiting. Let's wait on Kyle to watch the rest of the season before he gives us any takes.
What do you mean?
After 3 games, you wanted to marry him. Now you want to wait for all 17 games. Man, now he's lip smacking because I got him. I got his ass, and so now he wants to lip slap. You're just doing the audience a disservice more than me.
This water tastes good, boy.
So what I will say to this question is, I don't like this question because it's tough. You know what? I'm not going to answer it. I'm going to be Kyle.
I gave it. I told you why I didn't answer.
Gary Ellerson.
I gave you a reason why.
Will be joining us at 4:45 before the Homer Hour. We're going to get Gary to give us quick answers, not, I need to see Jordan for 17 games before I do anything.
I gave you a legit answer. That's a realistic answer. That is the probably most professional answer I've ever given.
That is probably true, and now I'm being a jerk. Chris, I just wanted to go this last one as a troll.
All right, let's go to get back to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Does Sunday's Packers versus Rams game look like quote-unquote real football? Yes, real football, 27%. No, JV football, 74%.
Can I just say, I thought Chewy was the only one that had concussions on that show, but obviously four of them have concussions with this question. Wait, this is what a stupid question. JV football, really?
I mean, it's not just, you're saying our fans have concussions?
They all got concussions, obviously. No, they look like JV football out there. They look like NFL football. It wasn't good, but have y'all seen JV football? I'll tell you this. When I was a junior,
I watched it on Sunday.
When I was a junior in high school, I started on varsity my junior year.
I said you could have picked off Brett Rippon.
Let me just finish. And then our JV game got pushed to Saturday, and they had me play JV after starting on varsity because we didn't have enough people. And I was out there. I mean, come on now, we're talking about JV football. I felt like a stud out there. Let me tell you, I ain't no stud in the NFL. I wasn't a stud in college, so ain't no way we comparing the NFL to JV football.
I mean, it looked like JV football. It looked like a game it looked pretty pathetic. In the rain, 7-3. Somebody finally scored.
So disrespectful to my Green Bay Packers. This isn't
about the Packers. This is about what it looked like.
So Rashawn Gary looked like a JV football player?
Just the way the game unfolded.
One player does not make the whole 60 minutes.
Oh my gosh. Disrespectful. I don't like this. This is bad. This is not the Friday energy I want.
Brad, I chose this question to see how you react.
This is what you
we were concocting for you.
You were trolling me.
Yeah.
What it was?
It was a troll for you. I knew you were going to react like
both
this.
the bird. My goodness.
Oh,
at least
man.
you know me.
I knew what triggers. I'm starting to figure out what triggers you, and I told Chris during the break, do that last, and Kyle's going to answer first. And you literally jumped Brad and answered first. Forward Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown. Look, it's not just about the biceps, sex. It's about, energy, concentration, mood, weight management, and heart health, because that's what Big T testosterone can help with. Optimize your testosterone by getting a free confidential consultation with Lindsay's team. ForwardHealthyLifestyles.com in Germantown. I got the blood panel done, and my gosh, when I got to see where I was, it was like, all right, cool. I know where I'm at. I know where I'm deficient. Let's make a plan to fix that. Got another blood draw coming up in about a month and a half to see how the first results of my run is going right now. And then we can adjust. We can make plans. And that's what I love about Forward Healthy Lifestyles. They're here to make you better. ForwardHealthyLifestyles.com. Check them out in Germantown. Green Bay Props and Previews presented by Sit Mean Sit. That is next. Then Gary Ellerson.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
It's Monday.
It is
back, baby.
And you got, how do I say this correctly? Some tightened weave.
Careful.
Oh, see, now you gonna get in trouble.
Tightened weave?
You don't know what
That's
weave
your
is.
best shot at it?
I don't even...
Tightened braids?
My dreads got retwisted.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We got backups along southbound 43, stretching from before Silver Spring all the way down to about North Avenue. A little bit through the Marquette as well. The northbound side of 43 backed up from Fond du Lac up to Keefe. Southbound 894 remains heavy from Greenfield down and around the Hale all the way past Forest Home. We've got delays all the way. Don't really let up till you get past 51st Street. And the westbound side slow out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to about 51st Street as well. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 34. Tomorrow, sunny skies with a high of 50. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Do you know or work with kids who have special healthcare needs? Help them live their best lives. Contact Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network. Our specialists will connect you with services in your area. Wisconsin Wayfinder is free and confidential. Call 877-947-2929 or visit dhs.wi.gov/WISCWAY. Connect today. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe
you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sports book, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tired of power outages disrupting your life? Make them a thing of the past by getting a Generac home standby generator from Adams Generators. Adams Generators is the largest and #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. With 24/7 emergency support, our factory-trained technicians are standing by to assist you. Visit adamspower.com/generators to make sure your power always stays on. That's adamspower.com/generators.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Every Friday before the Green Bay Packers play, we got to make sure you get ready. Everything you need to know for the game, the most important props for the game. So it's time now for a little Green Bay props and preview on
Here's
Kyle,
an
Brust, and Nortman.
Why don't you give me half the money you were going to bet? Then we'll go out back, I'll kick you in the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
Gather round, degenerates. It's time for the GBPP. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman are here to tell you how they plan to lose their money this weekend. This is the Green Bay Props and Preview.
We got everything on here, from players to game to total to made-up props. We're here to get you ready for Sunday's game. Green Bay Props and Preview presented by Sit Means Sit. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. We answer. Homeboy Chris, hit us.
All right, we already talked about who we thought might win the game this week. Let's go to the over-under for total points score between these two teams, the Packers and the Steelers on Sunday. 38.5 total points combined between both teams. Over-under.
Hey, that's a low over-under, and I'm still going with the under. I'm going with a 20-13 Steelers victory, which is 33 points. I think it's going to be ugly. Neither of these offenses are good. Defenses are pretty good, especially that Pittsburgh defense. Give me the under on points.
Yeah, I'm going to follow. I'm going to go slightly under with this one. I was trying to do the math in my head of what it would look like. This Packers offense, even last week, they only scored 20 points. I don't think the Pittsburgh offense is going to score a lot of points, so we're probably going to be slightly under here.
Yeah, I've been right. So, got a stat earlier today from my old guy, Greg Scalzo. Something about how unders have been hanging an unbelievable clip in the NFL this season. I rode some unders actually did ride the under yesterday, hit that with the Bears-Panthers, and I rode a bunch of unders on Sunday. The Packers are a perfect under candidate. And when these numbers are low at 38, which was 38 for the Rams-Packers game, which I bet the under there too, that's when you got to take the under. Don't be scared of the low totals. That's when you got to trust that it's going to be slop and the offenses won't get it done. Give me the under.
Let's move on to the quarterback here, Jordan Love. Over under 35.5 for his longest completion on Sunday. He had a 37-yard completion, his longest this past Sunday.
Boy, that's a long completion, particularly for a pass rush with like the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm going to go under. I don't think he'll have much time in the pocket. If he's going to be completing good passes, they're going to be short and quick.
I don't think this game is won on Jordan's arm. I think this game is won in a different way for the Green Bay Packers by being able to run the football. So I don't see something deep, especially with that defense that they have in Pittsburgh. So no, under.
I'm going to go over. I see a big play. You know why?
Why?
Because Aaron Jones was back last week. Aaron Jones helped establish the run. A.J. Dillon's looked better. How about a little play action deep pass when you're not expecting it? Maybe early in the game? Can Christian Watson get open?
No.
Can Jaden Reed make a play?
Maybe.
There we go. At least he got you on a maybe. I'll go over here.
All right, speaking of Aaron Jones, over under 82.5 total rushing and receiving yards combined. He had 99 total last Sunday.
Yeah, it's over. I mean, it's 100% over. Injury designation went off Aaron Jones. He was questionable all week. Nothing heading into Sunday. And with that, this is a team that, Chris, where are they at in total defense?
Second to last.
30th, right? 30th or 28th?
31st, because there's 32 teams.
31st in total defense. They give up a lot of yards. They're bend, but don't break. They turn you over twice a game. I think there's yards to be had. I think Aaron Jones is going to gobble those up.
Yeah, as long as Aaron Jones is healthy and in this lineup, he will be the focal point of the offense, as he should be. So give me the over.
Yeah, I think this is a really good line. It's going to be very close to this. I don't think he has a spectacular game come Sunday, but I do think he'll probably be slightly over. Close to it won't be a push, but like 82, 83, 84 yards. He's probably not going to crack 100.
Moving on to Kyle's favorite Green Bay Packer.
Yes, the quarterback / wide receiver, Dontavion Wicks. Over under 1.5 total receptions for Mr. Wicks on Sunday. He had 4 on 4 targets his past game against the Rams.
Hey.
Kyle, you go first time. This is your
I mean, is this another
This is
setup?
for you. No, it's not a setup. This one's just for you.
Let's go in the same order, because last time I interrupted before and I got set up.
All right, I'm going to go.
It's not a setup.
It was a setup last time.
I'm going to go.
I like that you're on your toes.
I'm going to go with the over. I mean, all the evidence shows he can get separation. He's usually getting the 4th best cornerback. So he's there to make plays. You just got to get him the ball. So in 1.5 receptions, he's going to get 2 receptions. So he's going to get at least 2. Yeah, the over.
When your coach is saying your name a lot, there's other guys that are young guys on this football team. But if your coach keeps saying your name and thinking, singing high praise on you, that means you're on his mind. He's designing things for you to get open, for you to have opportunity. So that's why I think Tate Wicks will have over 1.5, because of the fact that his coach believes in him, and he'll draw up something for him, and he'll execute. He won't drop slants this week.
I'm going to go under. And if you want to place a fun $5 wager on over 1.5, I'd do it.
This is what it was for.
I didn't know this.
I didn't tell Brad this, and I just came up with this right now.
He took this question and do that. No, I'm not. I like my money
Lame.
in my pocket. No.
Next.
All right, and finally, back to the quarterback, Jordan Love. Over under half a pill sling on Sunday.
I can't remember the last pill sling from Jordan Love.
I don't even know if there's been one.
So I'm just going to have to keep on going under until I can see it in a game.
Yeah, under. Under. Just like he underthrows.
Damn. Coming at his head.
Got him.
Green Bay Props and Preview presented by Sit Means Sit. Sit Means Sit dog training is amazing. Go to sitmeansit.com and check out their Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. Matt's team is awesome because they'll sit down with you, get that free consultation, and when you ask them questions, they'll help figure out the program that fits your dog so you can have that happy, confident, and obedient dog. The dog of the game. That was one of my better dogs there. Is brought to you by Sit Means Sit as well. Check that out in the Green Bay Game Day post-game show. You can also, as you know, right here, Green Bay Game Day, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, Green Bay Props and Preview. A lot of Green Bay in there. GBPP, Green Bay Game Day post-game show. A lot of ways you can hear Sit Means Sit.
Green Bay Baby?
Green Bay Props and Preview. GBPP or Green the Bay, Green Bay Game Day post-game show. Gary Ellerson, it's Friday. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
I'm about being young, wild, and free.
No, you're not.
You're
not young, wild, and free.
Yeah,
I am young.
You're not that.
I am
Every time I ask
wild.
you to do something, I check with a girlfriend.
Wait, why are you taking why you going personal? Why you gotta talk about business? What if I can still be free with a lady?
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. The ESPN Milwaukee talk and text line is your place to sound off every single day.
Leo, who's on his way up to Lambeau Field for Thursday Night Football, your reaction to David Bakhtiari on the IR.
And have your voice heard.
Ben, I've been a fan of you since Scalzo and Brust was on the air.
Okay, let's not get carried away.
You kind of revolutionized this channel and stuff.
Ben Brust, Radio Revolutionary? 800-990-3776. The ESPN Milwaukee talk and text line.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack. Another week in the books. We win again last week. NFL's on a 20-4 run over the last month. Are you betting the games? Do you want to win? Go to fatjacksports.com. Get signed up today for $299. You can get all the football through the end of November. Past Thanksgiving, past your turkey and dressing. Get into profit. Add basketball, it's only $3.99 through the end of the month. Longer packages save even more. Go to fatjacksports.com, sign up today, and win.
Hey, it's Jason Wildig for Associated Bank. Looking for a bank with home field advantage? You got it. At Associated Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors. That's why scoring a Packers checking account is the right play for your pay. And here's the kicker. Your Packers debit card gets you 10% off at the Packers Pro Shop. Join the team today. Open your Packers checking account at associatedbank.com/Packers. Associated Bank, the bank of the Packers since 1919. Your money works here. Member FDIC.
Where is your pain? Is it in your knees, hips, your back? Don't let it sideline you any longer. And don't let them tell you that surgery is your only option. Call QC Kinetics now. It's the future of pain relief. Hey, this is Brad Nortman, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, restoring and repairing damaged joint tissue the natural way. This is the science of using properties from your own body to bring you lasting relief with no drugs and no downtime. QC Kinetics is trusted by patients all across America. Over 150 clinics nationwide with advanced protocols that can get you moving again. So get started now and you can live big in 2024. These new advanced regenerative treatments are getting amazing reviews for people with arthritic pain and pain from an injury. Again, no drugs, no downtime, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. Let their medical professionals give you a better path toward that pain-free life. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Again, 414-285-3474.
The We Energies Cookie Book is back with recipes from Wisconsin first responders. These sweet treats fuel our hardworking firefighters, police officers, and EMTs. Pick up your free We Energies Cookie Book at a distribution event near you. Visit WeEnergies.com for a list of locations. Thank you for making us a part of your family traditions. Happy holidays from all of us at We Energies. We Energies, people you can trust, energy you can depend on. This message was paid for by the stockholders of WEC Energy Group.
Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy here. And yes, the weather is starting to turn. We can all see it. But don't let the chilly weather end your golf season. X-Golf at American Family Field is open all year round. They've got innovative and accurate golf simulators, and it's all overlooking left field at AmFam Field. Stop out for your lunch break and enjoy their lunch specials, or have an outing with your friends and take in X-Golf's full bar and food menus. X-Golf AmFam Field even offers golf lessons by a PGA pro. Everyone is welcome at X-Golf at American Family Field. Book your sim today at xgolfamfamfield.com. I'll see you out there.
Everywhere you look, from groceries to utilities to gas, prices keep going up. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can dramatically help lower your energy costs year-round by replacing drafty windows and doors in as little as 6 weeks. And now you can save even more by taking advantage of no interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Operates 11/30/2023.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
And pour me something tall and strong. Big deal a hurricane before I go insane. It's only 12:30.
Kyle Wallace, the biggest Jimmy Buffett fan you've ever met in your life. He's ready to go, get his drink on.
Okay, we were testing this out, huh?
Yeah, I told you, I don't even want it. It's too cliche.
I like it.
Of course you do,
it's
Whitey.
5 o'clock, Friday. It's time to relax.
It's too cliche.
I need
the basis of the song is that like it's 12 o'clock, but it's 5. Like if we were playing this at like 11 a.m. because we all want to drink, I'd say fine.
Yeah, but it's even better because it actually is 5 o'clock.
No.
Here's the
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, 94.5 ESPN. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, homeboy Chris run the show, and we are excited to be welcome to the program. Gary Ellerson, former Packer, former Badger. You hear him on the Homer Hour coming up next. What's up, GE?
So I was trying to think as I was listening to that song, which bar in Madison is most likely to play that song?
Jimmy Buffett?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if a lot of Madison bars.
I don't think I heard that much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I guess
know.
Whiskey Jack's maybe would be the closest because it's got a country vibe.
Maybe like early in the night at the Nitty. Early.
I don't know about
KK?
that. No,
I like the KK.
No, you know they turn up a little bit better at the KK.
Come on, Gary. KK. I ain't heard that song.
Yeah, I mean, I guess on country Sundays, Sunday nights, even though Jimmy Buffett's not country.
Yeah, I wasn't there on Sunday nights.
You wouldn't go on, when was the off days back then?
Did you have off days?
I
hate that, man. Back then, that was disread.
Yeah, I like when they say that back then. Right, see that?
That's right.
Back then. Every day was an off day back then.
No way.
Well, yeah, it was.
The team wasn't that good.
No,
back
we were
then.
very good. I mean, we were the first team to win a bowl game.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, we were the first team to win a bowl game.
What bowl game was that?
Better know.
Good question. I believe it was the Independence Bowl in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Look at that.
Wow.
Did you do anything fun?
Kansas State.
Like, what was the fun activity that they did that they took you to do, or did they not do that back then?
Well, no, we
What was in your swag bag?
Well, yeah, we had a swag. I think we got a watch,
Okay.
got a ring, couple backpacks. They made backpacks back then. Yeah.
They just invented it.
And one's not enough.
Yeah.
You got to have a couple.
Yeah. And you know what? And if I'm not mistaken, maybe someone can look that up. I think that game was the first college bowl game ever broadcast by
What year?
ESPN. That was the first college game.
What year was it for Chris?
By ESPN.
Kyle's our Google searcher. He's able to pull up some crazy things on
Kansas State. That was the first college bowl game ever broadcast on
1982?
broadcast on ESPN. Yeah.
The game was the final contest of the 1982 season.
Yeah. Was it?
I had to
December
see
it.
it
Just
was
keep
on.
going.
December 11th,
That's a heck of a
1982.
pull then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was,
Chris, you got some?
Yeah, December 11th, 1982.
Was it on ESPN? I see
It was on
some
ESPN,
highlights
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Shreveport,
Yeah,
Louisiana.
it's the first
Games
game.
were aired under a special supplemental television contract with the NCAA. ESPN would follow later the same year, starting with a
Making
simulcast of
history,
the Independence
Gary.
Bowl matchup between Kansas State and the University of
Trailblazer.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You get a tutty?
I don't think I got one. It was rainstorm, huge rainstorm.
They should have been running the damn
the
ball.
whole weekend. It was muddy, and they brought a helicopter in. I remember before the game to dry the field off.
Wow. How far is this from New Orleans? This is Louisiana, right?
I have no idea. Shreveport, we didn't get to.
So they
New
didn't
Orleans,
let the guys loose on the town?
No, they didn't let it loose. But I can remember the guys from Kansas State, when we all got together at this big party, they were all freaking out because we, the players, we were drinking beer along with the coaches, and the Kansas State guys, they looking at us like, they allow you guys to drink beer with the coaches? Yeah, if you're over 18, you can drink beer.
Who was the better punter, George Winslow or Brad?
Gosh, I wish I played back then.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
But who's better?
Well, I'm going to go with Brad because he played in the league.
My man.
Okay, there it is.
There's a reason for that.
Hey.
There's a reason for that.
Gary, what number were you? I'm watching
I was number
highlights now.
41. Actually, in that
Who's
game.
48?
David Keeling, he was my roommate. He was a punt returner, I believe, little receiver, little slot receiver
Look
guy.
at Wisconsin
from
running
Cincinnati.
the ball.
I think he's from Cincinnati. Muddy.
Yeah, I've never watched anything pre Barry Alvarez Wisconsin football. Because I
There
was
you go.
told
I
There
mean,
wasn't a lot to
there
watch.
was a program.
Until
so.
GE.
There was a program.
And the
that
team
existed
came and played Kansas
beforehand.
State.
No, that's good. No, you learn something every
I think
day.
the year before we played Tennessee in the Garden State Bowl in New Jersey, I believe. Yeah.
History lesson here.
And that was back when they didn't just let you go to bowl games all the time.
Right.
Now
You
everyone
had
goes
to earn
a bowl
it to get
game.
there. Yeah. 'cause
Joined by Gary Ellerson here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
What you got for me?
Leading into the Homer Hour. Over under 1.5 wins for the Packers, their next 4.
Over.
You got them winning 2 of the next 4?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
How?
optimistic.
How, don't you?
Hell no.
Have you seen
Under.
the NFL?
Yes.
Nobody's
Have you
good.
seen the Green Bay Packers?
Yeah, and they're not good either. If you watch bad football last Sunday, you see bad football.
So they're not
This
going to be the
Sunday.
Chiefs. They're not going to be the Chiefs or the Lions.
Okay,
I'll tell you
fine.
that much.
Fine.
The next 2 are the
Fine.
Chargers and the Steelers. The
Yeah, they can get
Packers
the
aren't good
Chargers.
enough.
They can get the Steelers.
Can or will?
Matt
They
LaFleur
can.
has a bad resume against physical teams. And Mike
Well-
Tomlin has an identity and a culture in which I'm scared
think-
will beat the crap out of this team.
You're right about that, but I think in general the Packers they're not a physical team in general. That goes back to Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
They're just a soft team in general. Just a soft organization, in my opinion.
They are.
In general.
Do you think that starts with Mark Murphy?
I think it's probably the NFL as a whole, but I feel like the Packers may take it to another level. Nobody plays hurt anymore. You got to hang there.
I mean, Jair's doubtful.
Everybody's hurt.
Jair's doubtful.
Yeah, you're going to have Valentine. Take your pick.
You trade Rasul, and then you got Jair out, and then you have Stokes on IR. You have Darnell Savage, who's not any good anyway, on IR. But so you have a banged up cornerback situation, young and weak safeties, and then young cornerbacks. I mean, Quay Walker's going to be out in this game as well. So, again, that's where in this game I think you're going to need the Quay Walker and Jair, because those are your guys.
Yeah, but have you seen Kenny Pickett play?
Thank you. That's what I've been trying to say. Our offense is bad, but Pittsburgh's offense is bad as well.
They're second in the league in takeaways. We don't take the ball away. They're better in defense and special teams.
Kenny Pickett play.
Have you seen Jordan Love play?
Yeah. He bad too?
That's what I said.
I know. So Gary, if you want,
what's the guy? George Pickens. That guy, he may just throw a tantrum and walk off the field. You just don't know.
Christian Watson. Christian Watson might come down and have a chest, back, knee concussion. He might be out.
Gary, you made my exact point. Both these offenses are bad in the defense, so it's going to be a defensive battle.
So who do you trust,
and
Mike Tomlin or Matt LaFleur?
Better than our defense. I would take their defense over the Packers.
Well, yeah, you take T.J. Watt over anybody.
Yeah,
and that's my point. Is so if we want to eliminate the offense, right? Both trash, as Kyle said, both trash. I'll agree with that. The Steelers have the advantage of Mike Tomlin over Matt LaFleur in terms of identity, and the defense will have takeaways in which they're second in the league, and the Packers are second to last in the league in takeaways.
Yeah, but you don't always go by that all the time.
Yeah, but you have enough data points where it's like Jordan Love's going to give one away to the Steelers.
Well, I mean, did he do that last week?
I mean, no, but did you have to do that last week? Did you have to force anything last week? No, because Brett Rippon was the worst quarterback in the NFL, and that's why he's no longer employed.
Well, you play who you play on your schedule. I can't help because Rippon was the starting quarterback.
I know, but my point is they weren't going to call a game where Jordan Love had to make plays in that game because they were so bad.
What you're acting like Kenny Pickett may not give Packers opportunity to make
Pickett's
plays.
got the 6 comebacks in the fourth quarter, the most since 2022. He's got a little game in him.
The Steelers' offense in the fourth quarter, fourth best in the league. In the fourth quarter.
Wait a minute. So I'm
just saying.
What's the best second half football team in the NFL?
It's the Packers.
Oh.
We are going to have a wild second half, man. It's going to be a wild second half.
You know what? This wasn't long enough. I feel like you guys brought me and you teased me.
Gary, you come back.
So you want more, Gary?
I mean, I didn't even get a climax here.
No. Now you're talking our language.
All right, bend over.
Hey.
That's Gary Ellerson.
In the week.
You'll hear him from 5 to 6 here on the Homer Hour. Maybe he'll get a climax in there. We don't know. But stay tuned. Play us out.
Oh, wow.
We got backups along southbound